And we are officially live. Okay, so for everybody who is watching either live or watching the VOD currently, which I don't know how many people will actually click on this because it's not really any credit cards in the thumbnail and none of that stuff. But for some of you who do know and have been around for the channel for a few years now, I will say it's very hard for me to actually care too much for like milestones. I never really am one to stop and celebrate. I'm always just like on the go. All right, let's just keep moving. But I wanted to take this opportunity, and again, if nobody's here, just wanted to mention to everybody who's ever subscribed or ever watched anything that I've ever created over the last over 3 years now. I just wanted to share like my most sincere just thank yous. Like I don't think I say any of that really at all. Again, I'm just very much just like, all right, video, okay, keep moving. All right, we're having a good time. Let's keep it going. So I just wanted to say, from me, the entire community, and everything, I thank you all. Anyone who's ever subscribed, watched a video, for my crazy antics, my horrible takes, or even maybe some of my good takes every now and again. If we can have that happen every now and again, that's good. So just a sincere thank you to everybody who's ever been around during this entire time. But you guys have also put me in a horrible predicament because with all of the the subscribes and the views and all those different things, there's a couple things that happen that kind of go wrong. One of those things happens to be, as I I messed up my screen. One of those things happens to be this. You guys have, oh look, we just actually got to 10,034 subscribers on YouTube. So again, huge thanks to everybody who's ever done that. But you've put me in a predicament. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I've had, oops, not supposed to see that. We've had a goal for the past, honestly, probably 2.5 years now, maybe 2 years, where I said if I get 10,000 subscribers, which I just hit yesterday, I'll stay at the most dangerous hotel in America, the Frying Pan Hotel. It's just off the coast of Wilmington, North Carolina. So I appreciate it, but I also don't appreciate it. I'm like, maybe we should get some unsubscribed because I don't know if I'm ready for this friggin' hotel. Because even though it's maybe not literally the most dangerous, I mean, I Googled it once and it said it's the most dangerous, so maybe it is. But I wanted to also go through and describe exactly what this hotel is and and everything that comes along with it, just so everyone knows, and timeline on this, because obviously I don't want time to go by and be like, oh, he's not even going to do it. So here's the deal, and I'll look at the chat in a second. So the first thing is, and we'll probably keep this fairly short, maybe an hour or less. We'll see what's happening. But the Frying Pan Tower. Now they've changed this over the years. This used to be cheaper. This used to be like $1,500 when I first made this goal. So it's taken a while, and they've upped their prices. It's $2,000. And what you get with $2,000 is a few different things. They mentioned here, like, oh, serene sunrises, flaming sunsets, full moon watching, Milky Way stargazing. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And they mentioned a few other things. They say it's an adventure of a lifetime for a surface snorkeler or an experienced scuba diver. So I'm neither of those. And I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit scared of a couple other things. So what does this actually come with? Now I don't see it right here for some reason. I think it does it mention it down here? Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So reservations are per person, and that means so $2,000 for just me. And I actually don't see it. Oh, man, this is terrible. Why do they have it here? But basically, this is a 4-day, 3-night excursion. So you pay $2,000. You literally, I don't think they have a video of it, but there is a helicopter that takes you from the coast of Wilmington, North Carolina, which I actually have done a video at before, and I actually did a whole thing at a hotel there. $2,000. They take you in a helicopter all the way 30 miles off the coast of Wilmington, and you go to this place right here, the the, the Frying Pan Hotel. And I guess a little bit of background on this. Let me see if they mention it on the homepage here. But a little bit of background is it was some guy that bought this, yeah, 60 years ago, or maybe even 70 years ago now. I think it was the 1950s. They bought it and he restored it, and I guess he with all of these trips that he takes, or people that take trips to go there, they'll use that money to continue in restoring it. And I think it was just an old lighthouse that ended up being abandoned over time, and he turned it into a bit of an excursion. So let's see here. So I guess 70-foot walkways. You could do fishing from these 70-foot walkways. They do skeet shooting. So this is all included in this package. So they do skeet shooting with biodegradable clays or explode binary targets with a rifle. Boom! I'm gonna get that 5 big booms. Um, so that's all I believe complimentary in there. So I guess biodegradable walls. You could shoot. They give you some ammo and stuff. So that's cool. Challenge your tossing skills with some high wind cornhole. I don't know how that's going to work, to be honest. Um, when waves allow, snorkel or scuba dive the 50, is that foot? Yeah, 50-foot deep protected reef under the tower. Okay, so at least it's protected in a way. Test your golf swing with biodegradable golf balls or relax around the helipad. Wood burning fire pit and experience a nighttime display of fireworks. Like, very, very cool. And oddly enough, I don't remember them saying this. So indoor activities: enjoy your fresh catch of the day with family style dining. I guess I should have thought about this, but I don't really eat fish for the most part. But I guess we're gonna have to do it for this, right? I don't think there's any. I mean, can we airdrop like the burger from that the Hilton Hotel Ballast out there? I mean, come on. Play pool on the original 1964 Brunswick pool table. Okay, interesting. Throw darts. Okay, interesting. Play any number of games. Okay, cool, cool. I just wonder, because this is all just, one reservation. What do they mention? Reservations are per person. The facility has 4 queen rooms, 3 twin rooms, and a crew room with 5 twins. If it's just me, I mean, am I going to be alone on? Is there anybody else crazy enough to actually book this? It has to be paid in full. It's not like I can pay with credit card points or any of these different things. So it's pretty interesting. Guests are responsible for preparation of their own. Oh God, is this going to be what? Is this going to be terrible? How is this? Actually, I haven't looked at this website in a little bit, so this is pretty interesting. Reservation expire 1 year after date. Okay, maximum advance booking at 8 months in advance. Okay, cool. So one thing that happened along this journey, and I'll say what's up to you guys in a second. I can't actually see the chat at the moment, but so this was the goal. That's the idea with the channel, and I said I was going to do it, and so I'm going to do it. However, one other problem that I ran into, which was when I did, oh, you can actually see my original video, Wilmington. I ran at 3,000 subscribers at that time. It's a couple of years ago. I actually did a tour while I was out there, and I spoke to a guy. Let me see if I can find him. Where is he? Where is that guy? Why don't I see him? Well, I know he's in the intro. Let me see. There he is. This guy. This guy, I did a tour in Wilmington, and I told him about my journey. I told him, like, can we, what's the deal with this frying pan? And everybody knows it. In fact, this decor in the hotel, like one of the hotels that I was out there, actually had decor of the frying pan hotel. And so I asked this guy, I was like, okay, if I go like now, which was about, I think it was, yeah, the end of August, August 23rd, I was here. And I said, if I go like now, is that dangerous or not? And he said, it's very dangerous. He said, probably the most dangerous, because he found out that hurricane season in Wilmington, North Carolina, officially runs from June 1st to November 30th. So now I'm caught in a situation where it's like I either go during hurricane season in like next month, if some time allows, or I'm gonna have to wait till like after December essentially. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what would be the least dangerous, because I want to exist after that. I don't want this to be my last hurrah, to be honest. So I don't want, like, I don't want to just like be gone after this. So like I want to make sure that it's safe as well, even though it's supposed to be the most dangerous. But I did, just to let you guys know that I don't think it. I don't know if it happens next month, cool. If not, I think it's going to be a little bit delayed. But this has me wondering on something. I'm wondering, like, okay, so now that we hit the goal, I have the 10K. I'm thinking either leave it here, and then I'll come to the chat in a second. Let me get you guys' opinion. I want to maybe leave the banner here of 10,000 stubs. I'll stay at the most, dangerous, and then put like a coming soon, like above it, just so it's like, okay, it's happening. But I also have another goal in mind, and I have to make a banner for it. And I'm like, do I change the banner out for the new one, or do I leave this one, or do I try to cut this in half and show both goals? If you guys were wondering what the next goal is after 10,000, it's this right here. I have realized for a long time that Credit One Bank is not, it's not the most well liked in the industry, as you guys may know. And I just found that they post a lot, and maybe not as much this time, but maybe once a month now. But back then they were posting a lot. and I realized that they only have 14,100 subscribers, and I'm like, that doesn't really make sense to me. Why should we, as someone who's talking about a lot of different topics, why should we have less subscribers than Credit One Bank? So I think the next goal is we have to beat Credit One Bank in subscribers. I think that's the only way for things to be right in the world. And so that's the next goal. I think we should pass that up, and I think maybe I can change the banner to where it's like half frying pan, half Credit One. But what are your guys' thoughts on that? Okay. All right, so that was my spiel. That's my spiel on the frying pan. And just to let you know, so for timing, hurricane season, safety wise, and basically the goal of it all. And I think it'll actually be a really good experience. I'm excited because I think that video has the chance of doing really well. In fact, oddly enough, here, let me show you this before I actually fully go to the chat. Let me see. I think if you just type in frying pan hotel, and I didn't know this when I made the goal, mind you. I just made the goal and then I researched after the fact. Yeah, this guy, yeah, this one. Overnight in the world's most dangerous hotel. 23 million views. And this guy did. There's no way I'm going to do it as well as this guy, but I think it also has high potential. So, like, I do have an incentive to go as far as like YouTube channel is concerned. I think that would be kind of fun. It's not necessarily credit card related, but I realized that there's more than a few videos showcasing this. So I think if I do it well enough, it will be largely positive. So even though I'm scared, it'd be great to get it done, and it's important. In fact, oh wow, look at me, there I am. So yeah, that's the idea there. All right, let's see what's happening here. We got Philip. He said, "What's up? What's up, dude? Great job. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Woodsy, for being here. Joe Burrow 10 spot before the live even started. He's seeing a movie right now, so thank you for that. We spoke on the phone earlier. We were talking about the new goal and stuff. He was like, Poppy, that's great. So he's excited, and we talked about some other things related to the hotel. Nick, we did it, boys, to the most dangerous hotel you go. I don't know. It's crazy. It's actually kind of crazy. It's everyone was like very excited yesterday, and the warm wish, like the warm. I don't know. The people said a lot of nice things yesterday. And I got a lot of DMs and people in Discord. So I thank you all very, very much. Like as much as I can as say it. Like I think you understand. Anytime I'm on lives or the videos, it's like it means a lot. And as everybody has ever said in this kind of game of YouTube, it's like it's literally not possible without people watching. So it's like as long as I'm providing something of value, I think it's worthwhile. So I just appreciate anybody that gives any time of day, even just hanging out here. I mean, what the hell, So thank you for that. Lazy says, congrats. Thank you, Lazy. Appreciate you, man. Dong Kim, also, thank you, sir. You guys have been around for a very long time. Ian, I'm gonna need a refund if you don't go to the hotel. We're gonna go to the hotel, okay? Because what's funny is I'm actually not scarred, but I know how I would feel as a viewer, because there was this one channel I watched where actually I got the idea from many years ago. I watched him, and he was like, once he hits 100K, he'll go homeless. And and then the moment I was like, oh, that's gonna be sick. Like he'll go homeless for a week or something. I was like, he was like a finance channel and stuff like that. Literally the day he hit 100K, the banner changed to like religious or something like that. Like God helps those that helps themselves, like I don't know, subscribe to change your life or something like that. And I was like, damn, banner's gone, no video, no nothing. And then I remember seeing some comments. People were like, oh, when are you gonna go homeless for a week? He was like, May. He's like, May something, this was like 2 years ago. And then like never happens. And I was like, damn, that's kind of sucks. So that always kind of stuck with me. So I'm like, I would hate to be that guy. So no, we're gonna go there. And not only just because I have to, but also because I think it actually be a good experience. I mean, that's just a good story too. So we'll get that done. I'm really hoping he'll give it to me for free though. I mean, he has enough publicity of 23 million views, but I'm like, maybe I can just ask him, can I get like discount? Give me like half off. That'd make it a little easier, but either way we'll make it happen. So yes, Ian, you will get a refund if we don't if we don't go. But no, we're gonna go. Unsub Ken, thank you. You're so good. I appreciate it. Phil says you're the best. Thank you, Phil, for the 5 swap, man. And Ian for the 10. I don't think I mentioned that, but Ian and Phil, thank you, sirs, for that. Much appreciated. And Phil definitely he sent me a text and everything. It means a lot. Also, Chaz Many Minutes, who went live yesterday, asking people to sub to get to the 10K number. So thank you. Jesse says, Are you going tomorrow to the Frying Pan Most Dangerous Hotel?" So I don't think tomorrow works in the calendar, but you know what's kind of sad is over this time, like I knew I would hit it in the summer, I would say, and I was asking my wife, I was like, should I just go there and just like pre-do the video, just like get it all done, and this way when I hit it, it'll drop the next day. And I was like, man, personally, I actually would prefer that, but timing plus I don't know. She also said like, no, hit it first, actually get it done, and then go do it. So I was like, all right, I don't know, but it was easier to just not do it too. But so not tomorrow, but I guess it could be next month. God, can you imagine if we get a hurricane and I'm in the helicopter or I'm like stranded there? God, I would be so upset. Maybe we'll go live or something. So, Say Wong Hong. Congrats, Anthony. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that, Say Wong. Much appreciated. Jesse, is this the Frying Pan Hotel or Alcatraz? Um, Similar, definitely similar. I just realized those are people up there. I don't think I ever know. I don't think I ever noticed that. It's like Squid Games. Oh, geez, man, it's gonna be like Squid Games. This is gonna be the next frontier. All right, you'll get your 2K money back. You gotta, you gotta jump head first off or something like that. Lazy says, saw your video about you planning a trip to Germany. If you have any questions, oh, that's right, Lazy. That's a good point, actually. Thank you for that. Yes, I will definitely hit you up in the Discord if we do end up doing that. I think if we did do it, it would end up being like um probably a few months into the new year. Definitely not in the next. There's too much travel happening over the next 6 months, but yeah, probably around there, if anything. So that'll be cool. So thank you for that. Don Kim, use the $15 Uber credit for turkey burger. Yes, we'll do. We'll do that, Don Kim. Goodness, that's funny. Oh, what am I missing here? Oh, I'm missing Mitch, 9.99. Thank you, sir, for that. That's all. Listen, it's all going towards it's all going towards the fund. It's all going towards the frying pan fund. So thank you for that, Mitch. And JC as well. Congrats on it. Here's the 20K. Well, first, in case for anybody who missed it, first we got to go to 14K. First, we got to beat credit one to 14 because that's an injustice. I mean, why should they have more than us? I don't think that's right. And I don't want to disparage, credit one and their name. I don't want to get sued or anything. But I mean, there's like no way that the Wander American Express card got 6 million views. Like, I mean, there's just no way. Or 3.6 million on the hockey Platinum X Visa. I mean, you had to be running ads on that. There's no way. Um, and that's like, what the heck? For more than 35 years, more than Capital One, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, thank you, JC, for that, and thank you, Mitch, as well. Much appreciated. Oh, and Damian, traveling everyday spend. Go subscribe to Mr. Damian. Super sticker 2 spot. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. God, Damian, we got to do some sort of video one of these days if you're around. We gotta do some live streams or something. Absolutely, Damian. Thank you, sir. And thank you, everybody. All right, let me see what's popping here. And like I said, I don't know how long ago. Maybe we could talk about other things too, but I figured like a little under an hour or something like that, and we'll keep it moving. Don't want to take up too much time with the crazy frying pan. But Daniel says, I've been to Southport a ton and never knew about this place. I think you just thought it was a restaurant there. It looks awesome and terrifying at the same time. Yeah, you would never necessarily know. But as I said in this video, let me see if I can find it. Because you could see I walked. It was crazy because I stayed at this hotel. This is Wilmington, North Carolina. I walked out of the elevator and I saw the artwork of the hotel. I was really surprised. Let me see if I play it from here. You can probably see. You can't hear anything, but yeah, 10,000 subs. I'm probably saying something about that here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's Wilmington, and then there's the frying pan, 34 miles off the coast. And look at me in the suit back then. Talk to this guy. Where is the photos? I don't see it down here. I know it's in this video somewhere. I saw the artwork. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to monitor somehow. But yeah, really, really, really cool place. I actually recommend Wilmington. It's a pretty cool place, I'll be honest. But yeah, where in the what the heck, man? Can't find anything. God, what are you doing? So many years ago. Philmo, what sort of hell on earth? is this place? Oh my goodness. All right, look, here's the deal. I'm seeing some people say I'm down to go. You're down to go. I at first I was like, I got to do this alone, but if if anyone else is willing to pay $2,000 for a 4 day 3 night, this is not going to be subsidized. All right, I don't got money like that. Okay, so you got to pay your own way. But I guess technically, how many people can it fit here? Reservations are per person, maximum of 16 guests allowed. Wow, 16 guests. I mean, if people are willing to pay $2,000 and we can get 16 people to do a meetup on the frying pan, then fine. Then that's fine. You know what? I don't care anymore. I don't have to do it solo. If people want to spend 2K and they want to come with me, that's fine. That's on 100% fine. 16 people allowed, 4 queen beds at double. Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine with me. So who wants it? Who's going to pay 2K? Unless I can figure out get it for free. It's like, maybe we can leverage the power of many, creators and stuff. But yeah, all right, who's doing it with me? And how many helicopters do we have to take? That would be funny. Nick says hurricane season or bust. Really? Come on, man. I don't want to have to do it hurricane season. I don't want to have to do that. And I asked my wife, I was like, would you want to do it with me? She was like, I will if I have to, but I'd rather just stay at the hotel there. And I'm like, I don't blame you. It is a nice little area that they have. Philma says, I will go with you. I've had a full life. 2K, man. 2K, and let's do it. We'll make it happen. Jesse, I thought Dangerous is your middle name. Dangerous is my religious confirmation name, actually. Dangerous is in the Bible somewhere, I'm sure. Pointsville, for 20K subs, you should go on a safari. An African safari somewhere, maybe? That would be cool. That's the okay. 20K for North Korea. we'll do North Korea for 20K. No, I don't even know how you would go there. I mean, I know that there is a tourist area, so technically I could land and I could step foot in North Korean land in like the DMZ, the military zone, which is like, what is that, the 19th parallel? I'm pretty sure that I could make that happen. But for 20K, I mean that. That would be kind of crazy. Could you imagine that thumbnail would go really hard? Yeah, I tested 1-star North Korean restaurants. Could you? Oh my god, that would be insane. Maybe. I mean, the fact that because I've been watching videos of some dudes going there, and they have that DMZ, and it's like not that big of a deal, and they're actually able to record there, and you could see it. It's not the real North Korea, but I mean, I would if I'm going to be going to Korea, I'll probably around 20K subs. I bet we'll probably want to go around there. Something like that might take a year or so. Maybe. Maybe so. It's not. Listen, it's not off the table. I mean, if I can get it done, I will. It's like what's doable is like the main thing. But if you're saying like get an interview with Kim Jong Un, I don't think that's possible. But I can maybe phone a friend. Can you imagine that? So I understand you have like this like military effort and you have this long lineage and stuff like that. But what do you think about the Amex Platinum card? What do you think about the reserve card changes, Kim Jong Un? Do you think they're worth it, or would you apply? And then they send the rocket, and that's it. They'll send the rocket to the frying pan. Just says when you get more subs in Credit One, apply for one of their cards. That would be amazing. Yeah, if we could just like immediately just be like, all right, we beat Credit One, and then we'll apply for the Wander card, the American Express Wander. That's what we can do. Maybe we could do. Oh god, I'm gonna get copy. No, I can't play this. That's not good. That's not smart. They're gonna stay. I use 1 minute of the footage, and they're gonna like sue me. They're gonna copyright claim me. Oh, Mr. Filmo, for 2K, 5 spot. Thank you, sir. For 2K, I need my own helicopter transportation, and I'm bringing Reese's cups. Well, with 2K, you do get your own helicopter transportation, but it's just from the edge of Wilmington to a frying pan and back. So yeah, they take you on a helicopter there. But as far as like from where you live, I don't think there's any helicopters that go that far. But again, maybe we can call Sledge up and maybe he can get it done. I know Sledge has some helicopter connections, but thank you, Phil, for that as well. It's so funny. I don't even know like I said, I don't even know what I expected from this live stream. I just wanted to like get it out there. There's like many thanks because I really don't say it often. I just, like I said, I don't know. My brain is just keep it moving, keep it running. We're having a good time, but as like a time to settle and just say thank you all, in, I guess, live in the flesh. It means a lot. And anybody hanging out and the laughs that we have and the things that we share, the experiences and stuff. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Johnny, what's going on, Johnny? Anthony, congrats on 10K. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you very much. I was really surprised because everyone was like, "Oh, we're more happy for you, like happy than you are," and I was like, I don't know. I just like, I never think to celebrate anything, so I don't know. But the overwhelming amount of people that messaged, it was like, it was kind of mind blowing. Is very much appreciated. Um, Congrats on the milestone. Many more to come. Thank you, Damian. SMG, that's the hotel my dad met my mother, and the rest is history. Now, do you mean the Hotel Palace? Because I don't remember when I did it. Or do you mean, your mother and father met on the frying pan and the rest was history? Like, this is your dad. It was a good swing. This is also your dad. He fought some sharks. And then that's your mom. And then, or maybe that's, yeah, I don't know. Whoever. Look at that. I mean, this guy doesn't look that happy. Although I have to be careful. I wonder if that's the owner. He almost kind of looks like he could be the owner. But he doesn't look as happy in this picture. This guy looks like he's having a good time. But this guy doesn't look as happy. But look at that. Look at the sunsets. I mean, that's got to be some great views. I was like, man, I should like figure out how to fly a drone. And then I can just, I can get some crazy shots with the drone from there. I think that would be cool. Fireworks, very cool. Very nice. Oh, goodness. Crustaceans. What kind of food they got here? Yeah, it's all that. They got some cornhole hanging out. I mean, why don't we have more pictures? I mean, look at this guy. That's gonna be me with the fish. Everybody has like a Tinder profile with a fish picture with the guys. That'll be me. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, maybe you can find the love of your life there. You never know. Yitzi, congrats, Anthony. You're doing awesome. Thank you, Yitzi. Thank you very much. Like I said, any of my nonsense, if it means anything to anybody, it's pretty cool, actually. Mitch, congrats. Thank you, Mitch. Memphis Mike, congrats, Anthony. Well deserved. Much appreciated, Mike. JC, Venture One Bank. We're starting a bank. In 20K, we're starting the Venture One Bank. That's right. Tay Brett. Oh, we got some credit card stuff. Hey, Anthony, congrats on 10K. Thank you, sir. Or thank you, ma'am. Tay. Question: I got approved for my first Chase card 2 months ago. CSP, Chase Sapphire Preferred. I want the Marriott card. Will 2 months be too quick to apply for another Chase card? So I would say if that was, so that was your first card. I would say if you haven't applied for anything else and over the last year you haven't really applied for too much, I would say you're probably in the clear. Like if you're literally like 124 right now with Chase and that's like your only Chase card, even like a couple 24. Chase is a little sensitive, I've noticed, with requesting a good amount of cards or just being approved for a few amount of cards, like under 524. But I think if it was, if it was just 2 months ago, it's your first Chase card, you've been using your CSP, and you didn't really apply for much else, I would say you probably have pretty good odds of getting approved personally. No guarantees like everything in life, but I think there's pretty good odds. Just know that pretty much it seems like nowadays, I'm going to do a whole video on it, but seems like nowadays, and Jim K was telling me, a couple of people in the Discord, like I haven't applied for a Chase card in like 4 years, or at least a personal Chase card in 4 years. All the rest of them were business cards and they were instant approvals, but it seems like there's like no instant approvals right now with Chase. It's like always pending review. And then you have to call in and just tell them like, okay, cool. Can I get approved? So if you see pending review, don't be scared. Because it's exactly what happened. I just applied for the Marriott Boundless a week ago, went to pending review. I called them up. I was like, hey, can I move credit limit around? Well, actually, I was denied, but I've applied for many more cards than you have, so I'm more at risk than you. But I said, hey, can I move credit limit around? And I only have one personal Chase card, my Sapphire Preferred, and it has a 5K limit, and that's the minimum amount you could possibly have. So they said, no, you can't move any credit limits around, but we see that you're using your CSP a lot, your ink cards a lot. Okay, let's put it through the recon, and then I got approved for the Boundless. So I would say with your stats, again, caveat, if you haven't applied for 1 million cards in the last year, just like that one, I think you'd be fine, personally. Let me know. Let me know what happens. If you want to join the Discord, link down in the pinned comment or in the description, come in there, hit me up. let's see what's going on. Let's see what happened with your Prime Visa application. So, freaking denied and then denied again. So I was a little bit, I don't know, I was a little bit stupid, but I kind of had a reason for it. So I was 424, and before I decided to go LL24, I said before we get, let's do one last hurrah and try to just get Chase for all we can before we move on and just get a million other cards. And so with that, I applied for three different cards last week. One was I actually applied for another ink cash for my 5th ink card, denied. Applied for the Marriott Boundless, was denied, and then after calling Recon was approved. And then I applied literally, like, this is all within 10 minutes of each other. Applied for the Prime Visa, was also denied. Called Recon and they said, no, we can't approve you at this time. Try again next month. So I'm going to keep calling to see if they could overturn it. But yeah, so not approved for the Prime Visa right now, which honestly freaking sucks because it has the $250 offer. And I really want that. Like, I want to finally maybe upgrade this camera because I've been using my phone for years and stuff. So I'm like, maybe I can finally get like a nice camera. I've been seeing other guys got nice cameras. Like, why can't I? So yeah, I don't know. I would like the Amazon, but yeah. So far, Recon. I'm gonna keep calling though, so I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna call tomorrow again, and then I'll call like Wednesday or something like that. We'll see if we can get it. I would love to get it overturned. That would be amazing. So we'll see. Kevin P. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Kevin P. 5-spot super sticker. Thank you very much. What kind of car you got there? What is that? What car is that, Kevin? I can't really tell. I don't even have a guess. I mean, my first thought was like, that's not a Skyline, but no, I don't know what that is. That's not a Lancer, is it? No, I don't think that's a Lancer. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you for that, Kevin, for the super sticker. Much appreciated, sir. And Juan Garcia as well, super sticker. Thank you, Juan. Much appreciated, Mr. Juan, Mr. Kevin, Mr. Philmo, everybody who's super chatting and contributing to the frying pan fund. No, it means a lot, and it's never goes unappreciated. It's every now and again, you think about it, middle of the night, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Damn, let's go! I got it, Kevin. Lancer Evo, let's go! Hell yeah! I can't really tell, but you got Lancer. Hell yeah, Kevin, we got it. Lancer's cool. Every time you play like Midnight Club, like you always, I would get a Lancer. Like I would get that every now and again. So that's cool. So once again, thank you, Juan. Thank you, Kevin, Philmo, Joe, Ian, Phil, Philip, not Philmo, but other, Philip, Damian, Mitch, JC. Means a lot. That's so funny. So Jesse says, I blame you for getting the Aviator Rid card. I don't know, is that good or bad? Yet to buy my pack of gum. I would say if you're gonna blame me, there are worse cards you can blame on me for sure. Like that's if there was ever a card to be like, oh Anthony, I hate you because you maybe get the Aviator Red, I'll be like, that's a pretty good one, I would say. Because that's good. Listen, you're gonna get good miles. I don't know which offer you got. I think if I remember correctly, you might have gotten the same offer I got, Jesse. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you might have gotten the 70K American Airlines miles and one purchase, but you do have to pay the $99 annual fee first year. Right now, if you apply for it, it's $50K, but you don't have to pay the $99 annual fee first year, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. I'm also, my condolences, however you want to take it. But yeah, I mean, try to figure out the best purchase for the $1. I mean, one of my favorite ones was a pack of ramen noodles for 50 cents. Someone said they did once. I like that. Someone did Amazon Reload at 50 cents. I bought raw milk with mine. It was like $10. So, try to think of a good thing to hit that on. Terrell, super sticker, 5-spot as well. Oh my God, guys. I appreciate you guys. This is crazy. Thank you very much, Terrell, for the super sticker as well. I appreciate you being here, everybody, and Terrell, of course. Terrell's always hanging around, so thank you, sir, for that. Much. I always, I say the same thing. Much appreciated, but thank you, Terrell. Very cool of you guys to do any of that and hang out. Phil says it's only 200K. You are easy peasy. Yeah, that's true. You can cash out 200K. So maybe do that, Philmo. Listen, you said you lived a good long life. cash out 200K get that 2 grand, and let's go to the frying pan together. Let's do a mini credit card meetup at the frying pan hotel. Nick says the Maldives has nothing on this paradise. I mean, you're so right. I mean, come on. Where else are you going to get views like this? Where else are you going to get views from an actual lighthouse? And just 30 miles off the coast where you can kind of still see like the city, but you're just far enough that you can never swim back. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're basically stranded. I mean, if you really think about it, once the helicopter drops you off, like you're done. And it doesn't even look like there's edges here. Like you can just fall right off. I mean, that's a scary sight. It's a really scary sight. so, so everyone, all these people can say like, oh yeah, I went to the Maldives, but can you say you went to the Frying Pan Hotel? No, you can't. You can't say that actually. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is better. SMG 20 spot. What the heck? Here's to you shouting, I am a golden god. I said, as you execute a perfect swan dive off the frying pan, before riding a mermaid off into the sunset. World record is 172 feet, so you'll be fine. That is a hell of a sight. Okay, you know what? Here, we're going to do something funny here. All right, we're going to do something funny. Bear with me. So, in honor of that super chat, so thank you for the 20 spot. I'm going to see if I can create that image with ChatGPT. So I'm going to type. I can't actually, sadly, I can't. Why can't I? No, I can't. I can't actually copy the message. Damn. Okay, so I'm going to type this out and I'm going to make this happen. Let's see. Let's see. What did you say? Here, let me pull it up. We'll just do it all together. Why not? We're just hanging out, right? Execute perfect swan dive. Okay. Can you make me an image in 16:9 ratio widescreen of me jumping off? Let's see. Maybe we could actually make a real. Let's make a real thing here. And $20. Here's what you get. This is what you get for $20. This building I'm showing you, shouting, I am a golden god, and I do a swan dive off the side into the ocean. And then what was the other part? The other part was before, and then there is a mermaid at the bottom, ready to catch me to ride off into the sunset. Make it hyper realistic. Okay, so we're going to let that work on it, and we will come back in a few moments to see what it does. Let me just make sure that it's okay. Cool. So thank you for that, SMG, and that's what you get for the 20. You know what? That's the new thing. If you super chat, that ask for something that an image that ChatGPT can make, and we'll make it happen. Just it won't do anything like explicit, so just know that. Not like I tried. Anyway, but thank you. That's a very funny site. I'm excited to see what it says. So let's see. Thank you, SMG, for that 20 spot. Super generous guy. I mean, really, it's like, again, I'm just like shooting the S, and it means a lot. So thank you all for all of it, everything. I can't. Terrell, what's going on, Terrell? Congratulations, Anthony. I see 100K subscribers in the near future. Really, that would be amazing, man. I don't know, when you do like the projections, it says like 100K would be like 5 years from now, which I guess is not terrible. If I could be early 30s with 100K, I mean, that's pretty cool. Obviously, we want everything to be go, go, go. But I mean, just to, if that's possible, that's pretty sick. But hey, listen, you never know. Maybe I could do this frying pan hotel. We get 100, we get 1 million views. Maybe we could get there overnight. You never know. So we'll see. That would be to have a play button one day. That would be really freaking cool. A 10x from here, man, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. I did the 50K no annual fee first year. Oh, you did. Okay, so you got it recently then. So you did the aviator 50K no annual fee. Nice, 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 nice. Juan Garcia, Anthony on built 2.0 ending relationship with Wells Fargo and go to Carlos. I've been reading some of the stuff you guys been saying on this in the discords and watching some videos on it. Seems interesting. Uh, I I wonder necessarily what the play is. I mean, my initial thoughts is like, what's the history? My initial thoughts is like, okay, they went with Evolve Bank initially, and there was a falling out, and there was a lot of issues behind the scenes, and that's the whole Yada Bank fallout that was involved with Evolve Bank and Trust, and there was a locked deposits, and I know some issues on the build card side, so they eventually canceled that, and they didn't reissue it, had to reapply under Wells Fargo uh, to allow them to be the partner bank. But now ending relationship with Wells Fargo to go to Cardless. From what I understand, Cardless doesn't have like the best relationship, or not relationship, but track record. From what I understand, some of the cards that have been released under Cardless have lasted like 2 years, and then they almost always get pulled. I read somebody said. So I haven't done a full deep dive on it, but I don't know. Initial thoughts, I'm just like, well, my initial thoughts is obviously if you cut ties, it's either there was a falling out or there was a better deal. And I guess they just assume that with Cardless, it's a better deal. Plus, I don't know, they might be able to be more flexible in the stuff that they're able to um, offer in the cards and stuff like that, or just back end issues along with that. Like, I wonder, because remember for the longest time, everyone's like, oh, I have a built mortgage, or I have a Wells Fargo mortgage. There's no issue. I could pay with my built card. And people, have gotten away with that, no problem. So I wonder if there was like something along the lines of that. I don't know, because now they're introducing mortgages and now announcing cardless. So I'm wondering there's a tie, but I don't know if I would know enough about the intricacies to even draw a conclusion. Honestly, we'd have to talk to them. Honestly, maybe we can get that VP of travel on, Richard Kerr. He divulges some stuff every now and again. There's like some interesting things. As much as he can legally say, but yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so I think we might be done with the image. Um, oh my god, oh my god, it is. All right, so folks, whoever's here, SMG did a 20 spot super chat. It's very generous. And he said, here's to you shouting, I'm a golden god as you execute a perfect swan dive off the pan before riding a mermaid off into the sunset. World record is 172 feet, so you'll be fine. I said, because of that, we're gonna make this image. We're gonna create this image, and we're gonna see what this looks like. So, are we ready? Are we ready to see what this looks like? Wow, this is actually kind of amazing. Let me put all right, you ready? Let me put this away. Bam, baby. Wow, that is an amazing. Wow. There you go, SMG. That's me. So that's me jumping off the frying pan saying, I am a golden god. Wow, look at that artwork. The L is the arm. I am a golden god. There's my mermaid goddess down below, ready to pick me up to take me into the sunset. So that's amazing. So what we'll do now is, let's say, this is what I say to it, make it have better graphics. I literally say that. It's like so stupid, but make it have a better graphic that works. And now put me on the mermaid. Let's see, mermaid and riding. You've never seen a live stream like this before. And this one's you've never seen a live stream quite like this. Into the sunset. All right, and we'll get an update on that when it's done. Once it starts doing that. Okay. So thank you for that. That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. I'll have to download them and send them somewhere in the Discord. That'll be the newest thing. Like, we'll just make images all day. Filmo, my favorite red card purchase was in traffic court. What? Oh, oh, your one purchase was in traffic court. Oh my goodness, that's a funny use. One purchase, yeah, just like a ticket or something. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I wonder what else would be ridiculous. I don't know. I guess no, that's only. Never mind. That's checking accounts. Yeah, I don't think they do credit cards like that. I'm thinking like when they connect bank accounts, they'll do like a 1 cent purchase or something. But Ronnie says, "What do you think Amex will add to the platinum card this fall?" Oh man, that's a that's a daunting question. Well, we know the funniest thing that I find in this credit card niche is that unlike most rumors out in the world, I feel like in many different spaces in the universe, when there's rumors, they're typically not true. I mean, maybe they are true very often, but I don't know. I just feel like in our niche, when there's a rumor, it's usually like 100% true. Like, I don't think there's ever been, I can't even remember a rumor that's happened in our niche that never came to fruition, other than, I guess, this most recent Ritz Carlton thing that apparently they're walking back. But who really knows? We don't know yet. We'll have to see in like a couple months. We'll see what happens with that. But you know, they say the rumor is going to be it's going to 895. I would put money that it probably is, just because we had the rumor. Dr. Credit put it out there, and like it always ends up being true. So it's probably 895. What will it come with? Well, I would imagine that it would be kind of similar to how they dropped the sapphire changes. I think it'll be more of a platinum style, but more sapphire. So like I think that there's a world where they do add more FHR credits. I think there's a world where they drop, well, maybe not drop, but yeah, typically they don't drop credits. They'll usually just add them. It's very rare they drop credits. So I think they'll add on top of what we already have. So I think they'll add probably a $200 resi. Maybe they'll call it a 240 resi with $20 per month, kind of like the Delta Reserve. So 20 a month resi for sure. I think something like that. Unless they go gold and it's like like maybe it's $200 and they do 100 every 6 months. I think that's a real possibility. So yeah, I think that might be more of a possibility than the $20 per month. I think it's more likely that the platinum card drops with $100 every 6 months with resi versus the 20, which would be more beneficial, because the reserve did it right, 150 every 6 months. Like that's pretty good actually, with the reserve tables, even though resi is definitely a lot more plentiful. So I would definitely say possibly adding more on the FHR side. One thing that I would really hate to see, but it's quite possible now that they saw, like, I guess, I don't know if they necessarily getting away with it, but like the reserve with the hotel credit and being used towards edit, it has to be a 2-night minimum. I wonder if they're looking at that and they're like, 2-night minimum on FHR from now on. I think I like the sound of that. So like if they drop a 2-night minimum on FHR, then I don't know. And it's not even as much as like the $500 you would get on the reserve. I'm like, man, that's dead on arrival. Platinum card's dead on arrival with that, man. I mean, I get it. The lounge access is still like top tier, but man, that just seems like harsh for our niche. That would be really harsh. Outside of those two, I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you why there would be more than a resi and I mean, maybe they go the same and they could, they introduce their own entertainment credit like they did StubHub on the reserve, and maybe there's something like that. You can maybe book it through Amex's entertainment section. Like, I don't know, but I think for sure they'll up FHR. It's a strong possibility they make a 2-night minimum as well, and I think $100 resi every 6 months, I think is fair. Outside of that, I'd have to maybe think on it more. I'd have to really think creatively, like what would they possibly do that they think would be beneficial and would get them more money in their pocket, keep them in the ecosystem of partners or just things that they own. And those are the only two I would say that they will probably go harder at. So we'll see. We'll see. Davos says $10 Popeyes credit. Now that's pretty, yeah. I mean, that would be pretty beneficial. I mean, forget it. When they went to, when they got Five Guys on the gold card with the $10 dining credit, I mean, I was getting Five Guys a lot. I was, Five Guys is good in some cases, some contexts. And bam, I hit you with it real quick. That's even better. That looks pretty nice. See that? Up the graphics, man. Look at the difference. Now they got me. I'm a golden god. And here's my mermaid goddess. And oh god, I'm gonna get demonetized for this. And there's the frying pan hotel, and then they actually got the frying pan. Wow, I could probably make a really nice thumbnail for this hotel like this. So there you go. There's your 20 spot. Well, ridiculous. Again, anybody else want anything made? We can make it in ChatGPT. I got the subscription, so we can make some cool images. So yeah, Popeyes credit would be cool. Ridiculous. Popeyes. Walmart pay credits. I feel like that actually would be kind of beneficial, no? Right? I mean, if you can do Walmart pay and you get like $20 a month, I mean, I could buy some stuff at Walmart for $20 a month. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Um, I mean, that would be interesting. Would they ever do that? I don't know. I don't think so, but that would be interesting. It's funny. That was funny. Just yet, I don't know. I think Popeyes tastes better than KFC, but they're slightly more expensive, so that could be why. To be honest, I never had Popeyes. I've only had KFC, and I don't know if it ranks, but Bojangles I think is one of the best for sure. And Culver's, I like Culver's a lot. Sebastian, let's get a $10 Wingstop credit on the gold turn. I mean, that's crazy. But now, like I remember seeing these kinds of jokes years ago on the gold before we got the refresh. But it's almost like I can't even laugh anymore because since they dropped Duncan, and and I will say Duncan, I guess in hindsight, maybe there's a little bit more prestige to it. But once they dropped Duncan, I just felt like nothing's off the table. I don't know. It just seems like, if they can go Duncan, they can go some of these big chains. Wingstop would be so funny. Wingstop would be hilarious. That would be insane. Dennis says, wanted by American Express and Chase Bank, Anthony Venture. Oh, was that you who did that? I feel like I saw you or maybe somebody else. That would be a sick thumbnail. I should ask chat to do that. Like a wanted poster. Matter of fact, I'll do it while we're sitting here. Can you now make me a wanted poster? Wanted by Chase Bank and American Express. Let's do it. Trader's Aldi credit would be interesting. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I just couldn't. Man, can I see that? I don't know if I can see that. Does his build keep moving? So I don't know how stable point currency they are. I know. And they do really well with their marketing. They do really, really well, like advertisements and all that jazz. Because they named like most valuable currency by some blogs and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that. It's pretty interesting. We'll see. We'll see if things get devalued or less. It seems like it's like rent day kind of done now. Like, are we done with the rent day bonuses? I feel like I haven't heard anything about it in a while. Cesar, congratulations, mi hermano, Mr. Anthony 10K Venture. Thank you, Cesar. Cesar, you've been around for so many years. You're one of the biggest guiding lights in a way. Cesar always gives me good wisdom for YouTube, so I always appreciate him. So thank you for that, man. And Cesar always said he was one of the first ones to say, "I will come to the frying pan with you." So, hey, listen, Cesar, it's open now. Hey, listen, if you got 2K. It's open to everyone. 16 people can go. I'm one, so 15. You got 2K, we'll do it. All right. We'll go together. Israel, every Sunday. Anthony Venture. Thank you, Israel, man. Thank you, man. Davo. Oh, you like the those chat GPT, man. Chat GPT is insane. I think that's so funny. Bravo on the picture. It's freaking legit. I'm surprised it does so well. LG said, "Hey, bro, love your content. Think it's cool. I think it's cool to have both the Surpass and Aspire. Thanks." And more context. LG, I've had the Surpass for years, but thinking about getting the Aspire for the diamond status, but like the Surpass because of the gas. I mean, if we think through it a little bit, I mean, we could even pull it up just so we have it in real time. Let's get the Hilton cards pulled up because there is 100% a great synergy between both credit cards to have them at the exact same time. And so, am I good? Here we go. And so let's see what we have here. So we have the Surpass, we got the Aspire, which for those who don't know, $0 annual fee first year, powerful on the Surpass. So obviously what cancels each other out in this way? So one, Aspire is all day. Obviously if you're paying cash for Hilton's, you're getting 14x on the card itself, 20x for diamond, cool. 7x on restaurants and select, travel purchases. So restaurants, that cancels each other out. Okay. So you're not getting any of that. But other than that, you're not getting anything else. So basically, if you're going to stay at, Hilton properties, you're getting 14x, cool. If you're going to be going to restaurants in the US, 7x, cool. That's your Aspire. that's your moneymaker there. If you're gonna, unless you're not, there's a world where it would just make more sense to just earn 4x back on an Amex Gold card if you have that, transfer at 1 to 2 ratio or 1 to 2.5, and then you'll earn more Hilton points. But if we're talking about just these two cards alone, I'm just assuming maybe this is all you had. Then yeah, okay, cool. 6x back on supermarkets, so that's cool if you don't have any other supermarket cards, and US gas stations. So I guess the one thing I would consider is and online retail, which can't sleep on that. So if you don't already have any particular cards for supermarket and restaurant or even online retail, then these are going to be great. And if these are like your two main cards, you're just like, I just want to earn all Hilton points. I think that's powerful. I guess the only thing I would hinge upon, like if I was doing the math for you, I would just be thinking like, okay, you mentioned gas stations. So obviously, I'm guessing maybe this is the only thing that kind of matters to you. I would just think in your mind, like, okay, how much gas am I actually spending? How much money in gas am I spending? And then how many points would I earn at the end of the year? Like, if this is your only hinge deciding factor, then I would say do that because there's not really any. I mean, you can say like the $200 Hilton credit covers, but as we know, it's a little tough to use nowadays. I mean, the credit card pre-authorization forms, they work, but still it's a little annoying to get them on the phone. Sometimes they don't understand to fill that out and to prepay your incidentals at a particular property. It has to be like a decent enough property that they'll accept it. So it's a little annoying. Gift cards, I mean, we could do a check while we're here because I haven't checked in a couple of weeks, but I know that we're updating the language on the gift cards. Let's see if they've updated anything else. We are currently working on the updated gift card experience. Please stay tuned in the coming months. Okay, so they haven't done anything. So I'm like, if this is not easily used by you and you're just paying $150 a year, it's like, how much am I recouping on gas stations and maybe even call it online retail? I mean, what could we say here? I mean, let's break out the calculator. Why not? I got a calculator. I mean, how much could you possibly spending? I'm trying to think. When I was a driving teacher in New York, I was driving like a million miles. Man, I don't even know. What was I spending? I think it was like at least 100 a week at that time with lower gas prices. But I don't know. What's average for gas? I don't really know anymore. What the God. I've had my Tesla for so long. I don't really. I mean, is it like 250 a month? Is that possible? So 250, that's 3,000. Multiply that by 6x. So you're getting 18,000 points a year if you're spending 250 a month. And we could do different math. So 18,000, you're getting like, if you get a good redemption, and maybe this isn't SLH properties that are like 1 cent per point. Like if you're using them at SLHs, and you're able to build up like a large enough stash from all your other points, then yeah, I mean that could be worth the annual fee. I would say right around the annual fee. But if you're getting like subpar redemptions and you're using them on like any mid-tier property, then you're probably getting like $100 in value out of that. Is that worth it outside of just like getting 1x back on like, I don't know, using an Amex card, and transferring those points over? If you're already paying both annual fees, then I don't think it's necessarily worth it personally. But obviously, if you're spending double, if you're spending 500 a month on gas, 36,000 points, I mean, that's a nice garden and stay, or just topping up on a higher end stay. Like then I would say that could be worth it. And that can outweigh the annual fee, especially if you can at least like a couple of quarters get, the ability to use the $50 credit. So I would say if you're putting them together, and again, all the caveats of like you're hinging on not using other cards, or if you can't use these $50 credits, then yeah, I think the gas alone could be worth it. It's just how much are you spending? So I would like to hear that as well, LG as well. But it's just like, yeah, it's like, how much are you really spending in gas? Like when I was a driving teacher, it made sense. Like I was spending a lot on gas. Like I was able to really capitalize on that. But um, yeah, I just don't know anymore. I just don't know the prices anymore. Don Kim says $70 for a 12-gallon tank for 82 octane. Wow, N82. Interesting. So $70 for 12-gallon tank. 12-gallon. Okay. Huh. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, interesting. God, I gotta really put this in perspective. Angel or Angel says, as a truck driver, I spend $1,000 every week on diesel, but I can't use a credit card. Would love to. Ah, man. Yeah, so you're getting reimbursed by your company. The only thing I ever thought the way you can kind of game that was sometimes people have company cards Would that even work though? Sometimes people pay with company cards and they get reimbursed, or sometimes you could pay with your own credit card and get reimbursed. I always thought there might be an interesting play where if you had the curve card from the past where you can move transactions, it's like, could you theoretically put it on your card, earn the rewards, then transfer it over to the business card so you can kind of like, I mean, that would be really bad because you'd be stealing rewards. But I was just thinking, I don't know, any way to work it, but dang, that kind of sucks that you gotta use the company card. Yeah, I mean, you would be, oh my god, 4,000 a month on gas. That's 6x. I mean, you're earning hundreds, a couple 100,000 Hilton points a year. That's pretty powerful. Don't care about $5 per gallon. Yeah. It's about 5 per gallon. Yeah, especially where you're at, Don't Kim, for sure. Out here, I think it's like 3. I think it might be closer to 3. So I think that's interesting. LG says, thank you so much for the thorough answer. I'm still learning, but I'm trying to figure out my core cards. Do you recommend the gold card? I have so many questions for you. Yeah, I mean, with this, we can talk about it. We're just hanging out today, so. Uh, it's tough to say because I think from my own perspective now, and my own perspective is like, save the 325. Save the 325. Keep the surpass. Yeah, I mean, I would say. I would just say, tell me what cards you have now, if you can. Just type out what cards you have now, and then we can kind of work from there. I would say, because if you're telling me you got like a saver, and a venture, or something like that, or you're interested in that, then maybe that'll change my answer. But what cards do you have right now? You know, let me hear that. Let me hear that. But and you do have the Surpass and Aspire right now, or you're just thinking about opening them? Dennis Thompson, I get 5,000 points a month of the Surpass with regular spend. Hell yeah. 60,000 a year is great. It's great. I just think sometimes some people forget that you can, if you have an Amex earning card and you could transfer at that 1-to-2 ratio or the 1-to-2.5 ratio during bonuses, like sometimes you might be better off. Like, do I want to earn, I guess, like, I don't know. It depends on the situation, but like, do I want to earn, I mean, it would be kind of like if you're able to get that bonus of like 1 to 2.5 Hilton points, it's almost comparable to earning 6x back on a Hilton card versus like a 2x back on a Blue Business Plus. But the Blue Business Plus has no annual fee, no credits. You can earn at 2x, transfer those to, I guess, 5. That would be 5 Hilton points per dollar spent if you transfer from a Blue Business Plus during one of those promos. So it's like, do I pay 150 and get 1x more? Or do I get a Blue Business Plus and then don't worry about a credit, don't worry about an annual fee? So it just depends. Granted, if you have an Aspire, you have a way to get gold status because gold status is worth its weight in gold, as I always say. So that's in itself, gold status is powerful. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, but 5,000 is great. Absolutely. Jeremy Cahill, gas category is overrated unless you drive a Hummer. Yeah, that's a lot of spend. That is a lot of spend. Yeah. It depends. I don't know. Like people, I don't really know. Certain jobs they make you drive like an hour a day or something, like 2 hours a day and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I have to see. Cesar says, thanks for the kind words. Sounds like a fun trip. Thank you, Cesar, man. Thank you, man. Spencer says, Anthony, let's play Fortnite with Spencer Johnson. Sure. I would get housed, but because I never played Fortnite. I only watch people play it. And I don't even know where I'd play. I don't know if you could do like PC or something, but I haven't. Geez, it's been a while since I played any games. I would get so wrecked by the Gen Z crowd now. It would be a one-sided pounding. It would be insane. Mike Newland. Hey, Anthony, congrats on 10K. Checking in from Osaka. Very nice, Mike Newland. Yeah, Mike Newland is killing it in Japan right now. Absolutely killing it. So definitely, I hope you're having a really, really good trip out there. We were talking about it offline. He's got some good flights, good hotel. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, let me know how the other city is that you told me you were going to. I want to know. But good stuff. I hope you and your family have a really good time. And Angel says it will be $9.95 annual fee for Amex, 300 Resi credit, 150 every 6 months. They will increase FHR and probably the Uber credit. They might add some Delta credit. So exactly my thoughts. I do think it is going to be $8.95 though. I do think those rumors. I bet it's true. I bet $8.95 is it. You'd think they're going to be more generous though on the 300 Resi. I feel like they'll be less forgiving, like 200, 250. Uber credit, interesting. Delta credit, I don't know. I almost feel like they won't. It would make sense, but I think they'll keep that to the Delta cards. I think they'll keep the Delta stays because it's Delta stays. I think they'll keep it there, and I think they'll just funnel more people into FHR for those experiences and those partnerships, and then obviously Resi. But yeah, that'll be interesting. I just opened the Aspire Player 2, have one already, canceling the gold card this month. I just think it's the way. I mean, look, for $200 more, you can get an Aspire, like another Aspire. I mean, come on. 2 free night certificates every single year. That's like insane value. Like, I can't wait. One of these days I'm going to do a video just like why I'm all in on the Hilton Aspire card. I'll just get like 10 of them, and then that's it, you're done. um and Angel says, I stayed last month at the Canopy Hilton in Paris. Oh, very nice. And the AC went out for one night and they reimbursed me. Yeah, Hilton's very good at that. If you guys didn't know, if there's like anything wrong, actually, I will say Hyatt as well. If anything's wrong at a Hilton, like something in the room messes up, like an AC is out or bad service, frequently you can call the Hilton helpline, or the back of your credit cards. You can sometimes get connected. Actually, no, you can't get it. No, you just call Hilton direct line. What am I saying? Call the Hilton direct line, and usually you can get some reimbursements from those stays. I remember I had one terrible stay, and we ended up like staying for like 6 hours. We got sick on the next morning. And I said, this place is terrible. And I asked for a full refund. It was like 160,000 points. And they ended up giving it to me. So they're usually pretty good at that, especially if you're not like a frequent, crier. But definitely like an AC going out. Yeah, that's they'll reimburse you a good amount. Canopy in Paris, though, that's cool. I've seen that. I think it's I think I've seen that. I think it's a pretty interesting looking property. Canopies typically are pretty interesting. They're very eclectic looking. All right, let's see. We got an update from LG. Actually, wait, before we do that, did we get an update on our wanted poster? Oh my goodness, we did. We got an update. All right, our wanted poster. Not the greatest. I don't think that looks like me. But wanted by Chase and American Express. We could probably retool it a little bit. Yeah, we could probably mess around just a tad, but I mean that's interesting. We can go. Let's see. Maybe we could do. Can we add a section that says he's wanted for ink? Let's see. Ink train derailment. This would be funny. I'm in a real ridiculous mood today. And canceling Amex Gold and Platinum cards. All right, we'll let it work on that while we're hanging out. Poinsville says, yeah, I love that canopy on Paris. The breakfast with diamond status is amazing. Very cool. Very cool. Absolutely. All right, so LG had an update. Let's see. I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Amex Serp, so the Hilton Surpass, the Venture One, Quicksilver City Strat. I was thinking about getting the Aspire for the perks. So I would say, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me make sure for the City Strata. I don't look at that card too often. City Strata doesn't have any gas station, does it? Oh, it does have gas. I thought, okay, that's what I thought. So, I mean, I get the idea of like it depending on how you want to split your attention, I would say. But I mean, if you really if you're really worried about gas stations, you could be earning 3x on your Strata with the Strata Premier. But I'm guessing you're also thinking about your synergy and stuff. You got the Quicksilver, Amex Surpass. Yeah, I think personally, I do think the Aspire on its own, I think it punches really well. I think it's the best card. I think you can get some great value out of it. I just wonder for you, since you're split up between so many different ecosystems, you're in Chase, Amex, Capital One, and Citi. I almost feel like you should probably rein it in a little bit and kind of, I don't know. Personally, for me, I like the idea of going all in on one ecosystem and getting a lot of points for that. I know some guys like to have stashes all around. Like I got my Citi, I got my everything. Especially if you're just kind of getting started, I almost feel like if you can just like gain a good amount of points in one, it might make more sense. So instead of paying like an additional 150, now I think, okay, so I'll say it like this. I think you should still get the Surpass, but wait a little bit. Wait until like another month from now, or maybe the end of the year when they have a newer welcome offer. Because like frequently you'll find one that says 130,000 points and a free night certificate. I would wait for that. That's personally for me. I would just wait because that free night certificate is too powerful. I think the $0 annual fee is pretty cool and it has its own merit, but I do think that free night is infinitely more valuable. So I think hold off for now because it doesn't have that free night. Wait until it does. And then I would play the Hilton game for a little bit actually. I'd probably go no annual fee Hilton, and I'd go probably Hilton Surpass. And this way, in case they introduce family language, which if you're kind of getting new in the game, you may not have realized, but right now there's no family language on the Hilton card lineup. Meaning, if you got the Aspire card right now, you still can get the welcome offer on the Surpass and the no annual fee. But basically, every other Amex card has this language that states if you were to get, like, let's say the Amex Platinum card, you can't get the welcome offer on the gold or the green. And so that can happen at any time and retroactively. So if you got the Aspire tomorrow, you'll be locked out of both welcome offers. So for that alone, I probably wouldn't jump on the Aspire, honestly. I would just say wait until a free night certificate comes around. Get it on because it'll come on this one too. No annual fee one. So get the free night certificate on the no annual fee and get the Surpass. So you'll have 2 free night certificates and like 230,000 points or like probably 200,000 points. Hang out there for a while and just use those cards for a full year. After that, you could always apply for the Spire and then go from there. But at least wait until this free nights, then get them. In the meantime, though, since you're kind of spread out anyway, I would just say start building up some city for the hell of it. I mean, you have 3x back on gas stations, cool. You'll be able to use something with those points, and you already have the stash, I'm sure, of 60,000, so that's cool. You already have, I'm guessing, 80 to 100k chase points with your preferred. So here it's a toss-up between use your Sapphire and get 1x, or use your City and get 3x. There's debate on which currency might be more valuable, but personally, I don't see anything wrong with just using your gas station for the city strata for a bit, use your restaurants and supermarkets, just build up some city points for the heck of it. If you wanted to take that hit and you realize like, oh, I want to transfer to Hyatt, or maybe if you look around and you say, oh, the transfer points of the Chase are better than City, then maybe go with the Sapphire Preferred, get 1x back on your gas, and then just get 3x back on your restaurants and stuff like that. And, maybe you're like me and you can go to Publix or, I think, Walmart Pay works as well, or Kroger. If you do online pay with the Sapphire Preferred, you can get 3x back on your supermarkets as well. That's like the only card I use right now, Sapphire Preferred, 3x back. It's online grocery, but if you do the scan in store QR code, scan and pay, you'll get the actual, it'll code as online, you'll get your 3x. So I would wait. Get the no annual fee, get the Surpass when the free nights come around. Use your City if you want those points, but look at look at around. But otherwise, probably, you could probably just build up a good stash of chase points otherwise, and leave the strata. But I think that's where you're kind of hanging between, and I think I would go with that personally. But what are your guys' thoughts as well? That's my long-winded response. Ladies, my phone died, so I'm back now. What did I miss? All right, you missed a couple things. So you know what? I'll just show you. One, wanted poster, wanted by Chase for ink train derailment and cancel. Oh wow, yeah, they actually just wrote it out. So he's wanted for. See, and you could just keep building. Like I could probably say, like, get a train here that derails, and then we'll put the platinum card here, like crumbling. But you might have missed some SMG super chatted, and he said, "I want you to do this. I want you to jump off the frying pan and say you're a golden god, and then there's a mermaid below." So that's what it did. It made that, and that's fire. I mean, that's a fire thumbnail. So yeah, that's what we're working on, and we're still trying to see, is there anything else we should be making with ChatGPT before we finish? Rodrigo says there's only so many welcome authors, though. I don't know, man. I get that, but I don't know. I'm going really hard right now, so it's hard to see the runway of like a million different cards, but definitely there's always another card out there. There's always. I mean, again, I've been in the game for like 7 years now, and like every year there's always some angle. There's always some angle. For a while it was all Hilton. For a while it was all like cashback cards, Capital One, store cards, and then it was all Amex for a while, and then it was Amex charge card, then it was Hilton cards. Then ink train a little bit later, and all that stuff. So it's always another kind of sweet spot, I think, to play around with it. So, but I agree, there is there is the end of the rope for us credit card points and miles people. Eventually, there's going to be no more welcome offers, and then we just kind of use what we can. Then we go to Hilton timeshares and we get like 100K points for the timeshares, and we do Marriott timeshares and we do Hyatt timeshares, and we spend money on our cards and all that. And but that's high, I'd imagine that's like, I feel like I got a good 5 years at least of runway of cards to apply for. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it's so. Oh, what am I missing here? We talked about that. Joe FTPA. Damn. Thank you so much for the 20 spot as well. But Joe, you didn't mention what damn it, Phil, stop with the second monitor. I see it. I should though. That'd be cool. I'm so budget, like it's ridiculous. Joe, you didn't mention. Joe, you did a 20 super chat. You know what that means, right? That means you could ask me to make anything on ChatGPT. You get any crazy creative idea you can think of. I will make an image, and then if you want, I could send it to you. I guess in Discord or something. So you missed out. What the hell? Send me a prompt of something you want to make. Wow. But seriously, thank you very much for that, Joe. Means a lot. $20 super generous. Much appreciated. That's maybe we can get a second monitor now. Thanks. Thank you, Joe. And LG with the 10 spot. Look at that picture. Phi Beta Sigma Professor 1986. Love it. Is that Nick Cannon? No, it's not Nick Cannon. That looks like just an AI person. Unless that's actually you, LG. I mean, that's pretty legit. But 10 spot, thank you, sir. And I hope that. Oh yeah, so he actually said, "My guy, thank you. I've definitely been it's definitely been a lot now that I'm actually trying to use perks and stuff." Yeah, that's the only thing. I think what happens is, and I'll leave it on here just for the appreciation of it all. So thank you for that. I think what the thing is, and kind of what I in my last video, I think I uploaded yesterday or 2 days ago. That's kind of what I'm really driving at. Is like, had I known what I know now in the game, I probably would have done things differently. I mean, everything eventually got used, but the amount of points that I probably could have saved and the experiences I could have had would have been more. Like definitely like at least 50% more value, or maybe even double actually. Knowing what I know, yeah, actually probably about double the value. So I'm just like, I know what happens in the game. Like a lot of people kind of just we'll watch a bunch of videos, and I do this all the time. I'll watch someone's video like, that's a pretty sick card, or like that's a sick card, but it's like a totally different ecosystem I'm not like fully ready for. That's why I never really jumped on the Marriott train, because I was like, I'm just not in it right now. I'm just like all in Hyatt or all in Hilton. And I'm still pretty much all in both of them until I bankrupt myself. Then I'll get into the Marriott game, and then I'll get into that game. And even though I did just get the boundless, just because I saw an option of like 5 free nights and I saw areas that I could use them, I'm still not even like fully, going in on it. If I was, I'd get a Brilliance, I would get the, a Bevy, I would get the Bountiful, I would get all those Marriott cards if they would allow me, Chase if they allowed me, but or the Marriott business card, but that's why I really like the idea of just like, at least if you can't figure out like a destination you want to go to initially right now, like if I know I want to go to Germany, okay, that's the goal. I want to go to Germany. Okay, then you could kind of work backwards. Okay, there's a particular flight that can get me there with this certain points for the cheapest possible, and it's still in style, or this hotel chain can get me there for cheapest, and it's still a good experience. Then it's like, okay, let me get those cards for that trip. Get it done, cool. Exhaust those points, on to the next one. Because then what happens is you'll do what I pretty much did. And I had, I have ecosystems everywhere now. It's like I got Capital One, and I have ones in airlines, right? I had some Emirates, and then some Air Canada, and then Air France and American Airlines and Alaska. It's like, it's like, and that's not even talking Amex points or Chase points, and if you have City and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a lot in this game, so it's easy to kind of keep wandering and go to like the next welcome offer. But I think that's why it's important, like pick either pick a destination. If you can't find a destination, then just pick one partner you think would be pretty sick. Like I grew up on Hiltons. Well, before that I was like motels, but like after that it was like Hiltons. So I knew the game of Hilton a little bit, so that's why I kind of just went all in with it, and I accumulated like million points with them, over the years. So it's like you can do a lot with that, and just staying all in on one for a while, and then move on, go to Marriott, go to Hyatt, and stuff like that. So I think it's important. That's why I keep trying to like reiterate it, because it's something I think would have helped me. So I just keep wanting to say it, So once again, long winded, but thank you, LG and Joe as well. And Dennis Sun said, wanted for credit card sharing. Yeah, that's true. We can't say the C word, man. Not allowed to say that. And in fact, you just got me to say it. That's the first time I've said the C word. Oh, jeez. It's terrible. Quiver. Lazy says, Amex will start throwing plats on you as if they are blades. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, right. Juan Garcia says, Anthony just got back from Orlando and stayed at the Swan Reserve, an autograph property, nice hotel for couples, and you could walk across the street to use the Swan and Dolphin amenities. Swan Reserve, Orlando. Let's look it up. Let's see where Juan just got back from. Marriott. Bam. Walt Disney. Oh, wow. This is a Marriott. Let's see. We got. Oh, very nice. Look at that waterfall. Blue water. Okay. This bar looks familiar. I don't know why it looks familiar. Have I seen this? Did we look at this once? I don't remember. Stay magical. Enjoy all the perks of Marriott Bonvoy Plus exclusive early theme park entry, extended evening, 7-day lightning lane. But wait a second. This is a thing? So if you stay at this hotel, do you automatically get like early theme park entry, extended hours? You could stay later and go or get earlier. Free Disney transportation and complimentary theme park parking with your room key. That's interesting. I didn't know that was a whole game that you can play. So you can play a game of getting some hotels that are near the resorts, and they'll give you like free print transportation. That's pretty cool. Did you do that one? What's the deal there? That's pretty cool. Huh. Wow. Disney's its own world. It's like, like everyone's got some sweet spot for Disney. It's pretty crazy. What am I missing here? Oh, Texas Dog, congrats. Can't wait for the video of your stay at the frying pan. Thank you, Texas Dog, for the 10 spot. And yeah, that's oh man, that's gonna be freaking crazy. Because I'm gonna have to do it all. Like to make the best video possible, I have to do everything. So I will do the skate shooting, I'll do the golf swing. It's all included. So I'll do the scuba diving. I've never done that before, but I'll do the scuba diving. I'll eat the fish. I'll have to go fishing. That's fine. I'll make it happen. So I'll do as much as possible to make sure it's worthwhile for me and for everybody, watching, hopefully. Like how anticlimactic it would be if it was just like, live streaming. Oh, I'm here. I mean, that would still be pretty sick, but I wanted to live stream from the helicopter. I think that would be pretty cool. But in order to get the best shot, and if I'm going to be alone, I'll probably need to record and get the best like 1080p or 4K footage instead of like 720 on live stream. So yeah, I'm excited too. We'll see whenever we get it done. And it'll take a lot to put together, I'm sure. I'll have so much footage, but that'll be fun. Thank you, Texas, man. Who knows? Maybe next month. Maybe that could actually happen. We'll see. I don't know if the wife will let me though. We'll see. So yeah, once again, appreciate you, Texas, man. You've been around for forever. It's always appreciated. It's funny. Friggin', come on, we need to. What are we gonna do? Everybody's super chat. Are we gonna have get your creativity going, man? We could have ChatGPT make stuff now. I paid the $20 a month for it, so might as well get some use. All right, what did I miss here? What did I miss? Oh, that's cool. Wait, can I bring it up that way? Can I do that? Oh no, it doesn't do that. But thanks, Texas, LG, and Joe as well. Appreciate it. Let me work here. Okay, so that was cool. Yeah. So Juan, give me the update on that if you can. That's cool. Dennis says LG needs a Capital One saver. Definitely will work with your venture. I mean, that's always an option. It's just, will you get the most points? Are you getting the best benefit, the $200, $250 cash back? Or, I guess that would be 25,000 points too. So that's true. Josh Johnson. What's going on, Josh? What's your very nice picture, by the way? What's your opinion on the best way to book Hilton? Being that it may not be the best use of Amex points, even the 1 to 2, best to use cash to buy points on sale, earn on Hilton cards, or Amex transfer. So that's a good question. And it's something I always think about, honestly. So the way I've always thought about Hilton is if I can earn on the cards themselves first, meaning if I can get those welcome offers of, again, 70K and a free night, 130K on the surpass and a free night, that's a really good vacation. Okay, cool. I have that. Um, or even a couple vacations, depending on how you deploy them. After that, and obviously if you go for the Aspire as well, that's another trip, right? After that, yes, it is very hard to recoup your Hilton points otherwise. Obviously, the spend has to be high enough to warrant that. So you can earn a ton, on all the categories with Hilton hotels. I mean, honestly, if you do a couple cash stays with your Aspire card at 34x each, like it doesn't take that much to replenish a supply, but it's a good amount, more than probably a lot of us do trying to save money in this game. So it's like the spend for the groceries and the restaurant and the gas and then a couple cash stays and online retail have to be so high that you'd have to recoup enough to get you like, I don't know, for it to even make sense, like 150,000 points a year. And so you'd have to do the math on your spend times multiplier equal 150 plus. And even then, even 150K is not that much to, like, if you're staying at a couple of mid-tier properties, then sure, that's a vacation. But if you're trying to do like the high ends, which we get like the most value, like a high-end Conrad Waldorf, LXR, or SLH properties that I've been loving lately, yeah, they're going to be like 90 to 150,000 per night. So yeah, you'd probably have to earn probably 200,000 a year for even to kind of remotely make sense, because then you could stack a Hilton Aspire free night certificate with a couple nights on points. Then yeah, I could see that. Otherwise, yeah, your other options are, buying points on sale or transferring from Amex. Personally, I have transferred a couple 100,000 points to Hilton, and I haven't necessarily regretted it, even though there are better use cases for flights and stuff. But again, if you're somebody that can like get an insane amount of Amex points for it now, I don't see the harm in transferring. Like say you were able to, like I did, I earned about 500,000 Amex points over my lifetime so far, and that was with really low welcome offers, mind you, like 5 years ago. And I transferred about a couple 100,000. Like if you were just gonna say to me, like, okay, I have 500,000 Amex points, and you're using your Amex cards to earn a good amount of points every year. You got a Blue Business Plus, maybe an Amex Gold, and you're earning 50,000, 100,000 Amex points per year. I don't, and you already have a stash. I don't see anything wrong with like transferring, waiting for the 1 to 2.5 bonus and taking like 100K, getting 250,000 Hilton points and just like running that every year. Because that's, most people are traveling, doing one big trip a year. Us, we're pretty crazy and aspirational, so you need more. But I don't see anything wrong with like, all right, every year, 100K, get 250,000 Hilton points. If you need a little bit more, you could always, pay cash when it's on a sale, 50% off deal. And you can use that for good vacations, I would say, and kind of just take 100K every year, and let that be your vacation. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it really depends on every other ecosystem you have. Like, if you have 500K Amex, and you also have, a few 100,000 Chase, a few 100,000 Capital One, I would be more inclined to say, sure, you can. I guess in both ways. I guess you would be more inclined to send more to Hilton just because you have so many more to fall back on those other ecosystems. But then again, you could also turn it and be like, okay, maybe I'm not worried about Hilton right now. Maybe I want to utilize some of the Amex transfer partners, direct, like I don't know, like a ANA or an Emirates or something like that, and you want to transfer to them, then you want to just hold them for then sure, and then you could take your Chase points, transfer to Hyatt. The main thing is like, can you foot the bill of a flight, and can you foot the bill for a hotel? It's like if you can cover those two, okay, cool. It's just which currencies you're going to use. You're going to go Hyatt, you're going to go Hilton, and that all depends on the destination you're going to. Like Italy. Like no Hyatts. Like there's no Hyatts that you're booking really that at least is that I'm trying to spend points on. Like there's one that I booked in Florence, and it's a Cat 8. It's very expensive. While Otherwise, Hilton dominates. Hilton's like, you kill it in Italy. So I'm like, in that case, yeah, I'll probably try to figure out my flights with Chase points, and I'll use my Hilton points from Amex to book that vacation. At the end of the day, if you can get those covered, you're good. But yeah, as far as like the best way, it's kind of why I just like jump on any Hilton credit card offers or no lifetime language offers when they come up. Otherwise, if I'm in a pinch, I'll transfer some Amex. Otherwise, I'll do my Hilton Grand Vacation timeshares. Like, you know, the timeshares are so money because you could do two every single year and you can get, 75K each, 100K each. You could easily get 150 to 200,000 Hilton points a year doing the timeshares, but just make sure you don't buy a package. So yeah, it depends on you. For me, I'm not using the cash for buying points right now. So for me, it's not worth it because I'd rather do the house payment, right? I'd rather pay for food and stuff, unless I was right on that edge. So personally, I don't see anything wrong with transferring the Amex points at 1 to 2.5, given you have a good enough stash and you have points associated, like enough to get you through the next year or so of flights. Personally, so I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that's for me. That I think that's well-rounded enough that you can still be kind of lax with the points, have some good experiences, but also be wary of having a stash in case you need them. So like cut off 100K off the top every year, something like that. Angel says, yeah, it was an amazing hotel, especially the fifth night free. However, stayed at Hyatt Thompson Madrid for 5 nights, and I was blown away by house service and luxury. Very cool. Very, very cool, Angel. That's awesome to hear. You were talking about the canopy a little bit earlier, so that's great. Very, very cool. Lizzie says, I have to say the canopy is cheap for what it offers. I enjoyed my last stay there. Of course, can't compare it to the Conrad or Hilton, but for what it costs, it's good. I'm trying to remember, what is that particular this would be funny to show you guys. There's a particular Hilton. Is it Paris or is it London? It might be London. If you guys remember, let me know. But there's a particular Hilton that it's literally on the top of a building. Like it's just like if you just took a Hilton hotel and just stuck it at the bottom or at the top of a hotel of a building. I'm trying to think. Was it London? It might have been. I think it's Paris. No, I think it's Paris. I'll just check London just to make sure, but I think it's Paris. It's a crazy. I want to stay there. Like one day when I go to Paris, like I want to go there. If that's where it is. Well, let's do one more. No. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. Because that is a funny property that you guys reminded me of. Look at that SLH. Let's see. Yeah, it's got to be here. Where is it? No, I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe you guys will know. Let me see. Maybe I could search for it. Hilton on top of building. Let's see. Is there? God, I wanted to see the picture of it. There it is. This one. Which one is this? Metz, France. That's right. Sorry, I have to do this. Once I see it, I'm like, I got to do it. There it is. Like, what the heck is that? I mean, really? That's insane. Who took that picture? That's the only. Yeah, I mean, look at that view. I mean, Jesus. There's a Curio. Hilton on, and look how cheap it is. €135 per night. I mean, come on. That's crazy. And points is 46,000. I mean, terrible redemption, but that has nobody done a video on that? I mean, think about that. That would be a really good YouTube video. Like I stayed at a hotel. I have to think about it, but the tallest hotel or something like that. I don't know. It's definitely not tallest, but it's interesting. Okay, let me get off that topic. This is Canopy's cheap for what it offers. This says costs around Hampton. Everyone in Hampton. Filmo says, I'm still 424 with no plan. Maybe I do need a few days of reflection at the Death Hotel. Yeah, man, come out there. We'll have a good time. We'll reflect. We'll be like, all right, here, what's your roadmap for the future? Let's see. We'll see what the deal is. Um, oh wait, I actually missed something. What did I miss? Did I miss something? I don't know. Play it to the canopy. Okay, cool. Panawatt, what's going on, Panawatt? No one ever talked about booking hotel with Aeroplan, but I want to bring it to your attention. If you're an Aeroplan card holder, you get 130% transfer bonus and you get fourth night free. Are you are you talking about Aeroplan itself has its own, like, you're talking about like a hotel portal to be able to book hotels? But what do you mean 130% transfer bonus? Do you mean from like a Chase or a different company, or do you mean Aeroplan transferring it to a hotel chain at 130% transfer bonus and you get fourth night free? Yeah, I would like to hear that. That's pretty interesting. Penalty says they also run a promotion of giving 30 to 40K back when redeeming 100K points. Really? Is this all Aeroplan points? Because you mentioned a bonus, so I don't know what you mean by that, but is this all Aeroplan? That would be pretty interesting. Hey, man, maybe this guy, something to think about. Something to think about. Oh, let me see. Oh, Panama says here. So if you how late am I? 6:14. Oh, I'm 20 minutes off. Jeez. Okay, my bad. So if you transfer 80K points, you get 100,000. 400 Aeroplan, then you redeem. Oh, I see what you're saying. 130%, meaning 80K plus 30%. Okay. So from Chase, I'm guessing. And then you redeem 40K 4 nights, 168 Aeroplan with 4 night free is 120K, 40K back. That's like 3K worth of hotel. So it says Aeroplan has its own portal, you're saying, for hotels, like how we use on some of these other programs. Really? I want to hear more about that. That's pretty interesting. Phil says we need to start giving super. Oh yes. Oh damn it. Anthony flying a helicopter to the hotel. Imagine I was flying. Jeez. Bridge says, how many subs do you need to make this channel a full-time job? Well, it really doesn't have anything to do with the subs. Subs are okay. I guess the idea is subs are more likely to have notifications on, so you get more of a jump out of the gate. But the idea is like how many views are you getting plus affiliate income. And since all the major banks kind of pulled out of the affiliate stuff, like now you don't see any like, the Chase card links or the Amex card links or Capital One. It's a lot harder to kind of deal with that. Now that those affiliates kind of dried up, it's a lot harder. Last year was definitely doable. A couple cards and you can get paid good amounts, but now that that's all gone, it's a lot of people are kind of transitioning and it's just like, views and stuff like that. So after I've been, really thinking about it and I was like, what's the deal with this niche? What's the future of it all? I'm like, if we just keep growing it and just keep continuing like to do experiences and just become very experienced and I could just share that on the channel, if that's all valuable, then eventually, it'll be, a full-time thing. I mean, I technically do it full-time as far as hours, just not as far as pay. I have my real estate business and then I do, YouTube. So this is my two jobs really. YouTube's okay. It was better last year, but it's on the come up now. So how many if it was like 1-to-1 transfer, I would say probably about 50K. Like I think if we got to 50K, we'd be pretty comfortable. Maybe 30K, maybe 30K, pretty comfortable. At least with the lifestyle that I live now. Yeah, yeah. Not enough to like I think stop real estate altogether, but it would be pretty good. I just try to think like 3x from here. It'd be interesting. Dawes says, they told me before I accepted the pre-approval for the Inc. Preferred, I had to sign off on an Anthony Venture disclosure. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Tavo, I'm really sorry. I mean, I know some people were telling me it's like, if you apply for any, in case people didn't know, if you go to apply for an Inc. card now, if you read the fine print, it says, if you've applied for this card after watching an Anthony Venture Inc. video, you have to sign off on an initial disclosure that states if you stop using the card after 3 months, it gets canceled, and you will no longer be able to get a business card after that going forward. So yeah, my condolences, Davo. It's funny. Angel says, for me, one card that's overrated is the Hyatt credit card. Those FNCs are hard to use. Hyatt needs a premium 650 credit card with sick benefits and premium. Yeah, it's so legit. I actually was thinking about making a whole video on like, do you regret basically the Hyatt card or something like that where I can introduce the topic. But so true. I mean, I used my most recent Hyatt free night certificate at the Grand Hyatt in Athens, Greece, and I thought that was good. But I'd be lying if I said that like I just had to use it. It's like I had one expiring in September. That was the one I ended up using for that. I was trying to use it in Italy, but again, there was like nothing in Italy, absolutely nothing in Italy that I could have used it on. There was one Hyatt centric in Venice, Italy. But I read like, the AC doesn't work, and it's like not a great area. So I was like, I'm not gonna book it there. But the Grand Hyatt in Athens actually was a good use of the Hyatt free night certificate. Like I thought that was a good use. I think there's actually maybe a couple in Amsterdam and Germany that might be worthwhile. And then Tokyo has a lot as well that are Cat 4s that you could use it on. So it can be useful, but I just think if you're not going to like some of those specific destinations that have so many Hyatts and you can play with like a Regency at Cat 4 or even a Hyatt House or Place or a Cat 4 or a Caption, something like that, then yeah, largely they end up going in like either unused or in a subpar, uninteresting way. Like you use it in a Cat 2 somewhere just to like extend a stay somewhere. So I agree. And plus it's all you're kind of limited, right? Because like if you're doing Cat 4, you're never really finding a hotel more than $350 per night, or like, maybe closer to 300 per night, something like that. Like the Grand Hyatt in Athens was like 350 a night that I used it on. I did get a room upgrade to a 550 a night, and that was pretty cool. But, you're not getting like amazing value. Now, if you look at the sticker tag on the, sticker price on the card itself, you're paying $95, but getting a $300 stay. Yeah, you might be saying like, oh, on paper, that makes sense. But when you get down to it, it's like realistically, it's like a Garden Inn, like it's a Hyatt House that you're using it at, or a lower end Regency. And for me, it's like, I don't know, if you're just going to build up a stash of free night certificates, man, it's like Hilton all the way. It's like Hilton all the way. I would say, and even Marriott to a degree, I think probably is better. Because at least with Marriott, you can top up and you'll get like 50K certs or 85K certs, but at least you can top up 15K. And that helps a little. Hyatt, you're kind of stuck at Cat 4 and that's it. But like, forget it. The Hilton free night certificates are so goated. Like, knock on wood, they don't change anything with it, but like they are absolutely the go to free night certificates. Like I redeemed a couple of them this year for a $1,500 stay and a $2,000 night stay. Like you can't do that with a Hyatt free night or a Marriott free night. It's like not possible. Marriott, you can get closer, but that's still nothing like that. So yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Definitely. I agree. Yeah, but if they came out with a premium Hyatt card, if they gave like a 450 annual fee or a 650 annual fee, and it gave you up to like a Cat 7, Cat 8, oh man, that's money. 100%. If they came out with that, I am applying for that card. I will literally have an army of 5 Hilton Aspires and 5 premium Hyatt cards, and then that's endgame. That'll be a couple years from now, when all the welcome offers are dried up. 5 premium Hyatt, 5 premium Aspires. What else do you need? Unless things get devalued. Phil says Waldorf's good neighbor hotel, cool. Dennis says you get transportation with Hilton to theme parks in Orlando, sick. Nick says that 30-minute head start comes in clutch. So I guess that's the the head start that we saw on that Marriott property. That's like, oh, you can get the park early. Fun says, are you going to be going to Disney Tokyo when you go down there? I think I might go as well. I didn't think about it. Chad Pennycuff probably wants me to go. I know he mentioned something about that. I didn't really think about it, but I guess you're giving me something to think about. I don't know. My guess is probably no, but it's possible. It's quite possible that we do end up there, but I don't know. I don't know if I feel like I might rather, like, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it for me. I feel like I'd rather save the few $100s on park tickets and book more tours all around there, but I could be wrong. Maybe I will. I don't know. I have to think about it. That's a good question. I actually didn't really consider it till you just mentioned that. So, maybe that'd be interesting. I do want to go back to Disney. Dollar Man, the amazing Dollar Man. Dollar Man, you've been around since the beginning. 3 years, I think you've been around, amazing Dollar Man. So I appreciate you, man. We did it. We made it to 10K. Very, very, very fun. Sebastian, any recommendations on what to tell Chase Recon on the new CSR application? Yeah, I mean, three things. Tell them, one, can you move and allocate some credit limits between my other Chase cards that I have at the moment to allow me to move that limit and get me approved for the CSR? Sometimes they're just extending too much credit to you and they will, move it around. Second thing is tell them how excited you were for the card, how how much you were really excited to use it, and the value that you might be able to get. And don't go too crazy. Don't be like, I'm going to use this credit and this credit. Say, I don't want to use the credits, but I'm interested in the card. Don't be too valuable. I did that with my Boundless recently. I was like, oh, I'm excited to get in the world of Marriott. He was like, okay, let's recon it then. And then he approved me. So I would say, see if you can allocate some credit limit. See if you can allocate some credit limit. Then tell them how much you love the card. I thought I had a third thing, but I can't remember now. Otherwise, those are the two main. I mean, the credit limit is the main thing usually. See, it's a little bit different because I'm so used to reconning on the business cards, and that's a different game. That's a business spend and multiple business type situation where you can kind of justify. But personal applications are usually a lot harder. And from what I understand, they'll recon it for you and they'll try to make it work. But more often than not, it seems like it's a credit limit game than anything else. Otherwise, it's getting another agent and retrying a recon application, just being like, I was excited for the card. I applied for it. It's been a while. Make sure that they all check it usually, but make sure they check, like, I use my Chase cards all the time. That was a big selling point when I did my Boundless recon recently, which was, at first his computer was blank for some reason. It said like, oh, you don't really spend much on your Sapphire Preferred, huh? And he like gaslit me because I started saying like, oh, well, I use my wife's and I use other cards. But then I started remembering, I was like, wait a second, no, I use my Sapphire Preferred for like all dining, all groceries. No, I use it a lot. And then his computer updated and then it said, no, I do use the Sapphire Preferred all the time. I was like, I was like on the phone, I was like, you tricked me. I was like, you made me believe I didn't use my card, and then once he saw I put some spend on the ink cards and the Sapphire Preferred, then it was like another, all right, let's do recon. So I would say that. That's, anything else? I don't really know. I don't really know if there's anything else you really could say, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. Angel says, buying points on sales is a great option. Amex offers my work and save you some money. Amex offers for some Hilton hotels for sure. Hilton points can come in clutch too. Buying points. LG says, which card have you enjoyed the most? Military put me in a lot of Hilton hotels, so that's why I got the Surpass years ago, and I've enjoyed my Chase, which was my first travel. Oh, so you already had a Surpass. That changes things. Well, LG, another question for you, follow up. Really cool to catch you live. Appreciate it, man. Another follow up. Are you currently in the military? Do you have waived annual fees right now? Because if you have waived annual fees, that changes everything. Then I just tell you, well, if you can't get the Surpass welcome offer again, then don't. But again, wait for the Hilton free net certificate. But if you're not paying annual fees, yeah, get an Aspire, then get an Amex Gold, get a Platinum, get a Green, get a Venture X, get a Sapphire Reserve, get a Schwab Platinum. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in the military, if you are in the military currently and you have waived annual fees, get 10 Aspires, 10 Platinum cards. Who cares? Then that changes everything. Because I was trying to manage your annual fees for you. But yeah, if it's a whole no holds barred, let me know. Rodriguez says, does Anthony still fly economy? Oh yeah. Listen, I'm still very young in this game. Don't forget. I mean, what the hell? I still flying. I did Greece whole economy recently. That was fun. And I technically still have an economy flight home from Italy in a couple months, but I think I might change it and try to go premium economy. 9-hour flights, okay, but if it's not bulkhead, I just don't think I'm going to do it. So I think I'm going to try to go premium, but yeah, from now on, to be honest, because the points I have and just what I want, I think it's pretty much premium economy from now on or bust, unless it's domestic, But if it's abroad and like 8-hour flight and stuff, I feel like it's just PE or bust personally. Just this economy was okay, and I'm glad I did it long, the mid haul, long haul, but it was pretty taxing, In bulkhead, it was better because bulkhead you can kind of just makeshift business class. You can stretch out, and you got like 3 feet of space in front of you, or more actually. No, yeah, more than 3 feet. Like 5 feet of space in front of you. You can stretch out. Like it's cool, but yeah, depends. It depends. Chris V, what's going on, Chris? Mr. Chris Venture, yo, what's going on, Chris? Appreciate you being here, man. MR London. No, we found it. Yeah, we found it. It was that Curio and Metz, France. Yep. Um, uh, AGM Anthony, I have an 85K free night award from a Marriott Brilliant card that I need to use, and I'm looking at it, using it at either London or Paris. Can you help me find the best redemptions for each of those cities, those two cities? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, so for Marriott. Interesting. So Marriott, interesting. I don't have as much experience with Marriott. I already had some ideas for Hilton's, but okay. So let's do this then. Let's have fun with this. Let's see what we would do. Well, actually, not necessarily. I mean, I could give you some advice for London because I was just there, but Paris, I still don't know where the greatest areas are, especially if we're talking there. But let's do London. Let's do London. What are our dates here though? What do we need our dates? I mean, you have a free night, so I don't know. I'm assuming you're not going like right now. So let's just say you're gonna go next. Let's say you're going next March. Okay, let's try that. Let's go to London and let's see what we had. W. Wait, I kind of need I need a map. I need a map to actually see where these things are. So let me see. What kind of points prices do we have here? And then we'll kind of work from there. Yeah, I wish I had more experience with Marriott in these places. Hilton all day and even Hyatt all day, honestly. Okay, so W. First, probably my first thought would be like, okay, what's the max that I can get for this 85K? And then I would kind of look at the brand a little bit. I'll usually filter by points first, and then I'll look at brands because, typical, some brands have different, feelings about certain things. So like you could book the Sheraton. Sheraton, I find on average, business travelers, they're kind of like Hilton brand Hiltons or Embassy Suites and stuff like that. Maybe a little higher level Sheratons are. So Sheratons typically are nice. This London edition, I know editions can be very nice as well. The brands you can see right here. So my first thought is like, okay, how can we maximize? So let's say we want to do this edition. Autographs are also very nice. Those are always like the higher end. So that autograph could work. Or this County Hall one. Oh, it's right. Oh, wow. It's right next to the London Eye. Oh, damn. Okay, that changes things. Yeah. So yeah, we were hanging out by Big Ben's like right over here. Then there's London Eye. Walk across the bridge. We were hanging out right over there and like Westminster and those areas, yeah, near Westminster. So I mean, right off the bat, I don't even need to check the map actually, because this is the area where a lot of people were walking, and you can walk over here as well. So the fact that it's walkable, that actually might be a great location. I would have to read these reviews. I would go through and I'd be like, all right. An hour ago, stay anywhere else. See, you can look great. It can have a great location, but you have to also check the reviews because you never know. You never know. Stay anywhere else. The suite I paid for not available. Hotel made zero accommodations. Okay, so what a joke for 1K night. Okay, so that's kind of not us. We're paying with points and stuff, so we'll have a different experience. These people, I like to filter by most recent, but I don't know if you do that on Marriott. But I usually like to go on not just Marriott, but I like to go on the website of the hotel itself. But I'll go like most recent and stuff. Awful stay where every point possible there were issues from room location to customer service, room nameness, highly disappointing. Okay, so we have some great ones, some bad ones, disappointing experience. Okay, so it looks like there are some technical issues at this place. Room and view not the same as I booked. Good experience, first time. Okay, so like these are a decent amount of negative reviews over the last couple months. So I would dig into this a little bit more. So maybe not, especially if you're like heavy in the big tourist area. That might be a thing. I would probably look at this one here, the St. Urban's autographs. Man, they never really steer you wrong, I feel. Let's see here. This one was 21 hours ago. Family trip, Central London, cool. Historic hotel. Blah blah blah. Disappointing. Bonvoy lifetime gold member. Not impressed. Lifetime gold. I mean, listen, you're not, it's not like you're titanium. I mean, what the hell? He just didn't like the rooms. So already I could see some better reviews, still mixed, but some better ones as well here. So that's probably what I would do. And I would like to see what's the location here. St. Urban's Marriott. What's the location? Send the location, brother. Let's see here. Starting point. Can we just do Big Ben? Sure. Let's see. Oh, it's right. It's right down the block. Okay, so that's easily walkable from everything. So yeah, you'd have no issue there. We stayed like a few hours in a hotel, like right this one. We stayed at this property right here. If you're going to London, personally, I actually really do appreciate this because we looked at a few of them, and we booked this Westminster. The Westminster London Curio. Not a great points price. I would pay cash, but it's great location. It's kind of off the beaten path, and you could easily walk up to the main area over here, like Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, London Eye, all these different things. So, that's a pretty good location, and it's getting better reviews. So yeah, I couldn't tell you definitively. This is just giving you ideas, but this is what I would do if I was going through. I would check out like, okay, what points price is the most I can get at the 85, or if I could top up a little bit, then reviews, then location. And I would just personally, I know there's so many different areas and there's so much I don't know about London, but this whole area is where we stayed and we hung out, and it was a good time. So, well, not the greatest time, but for the London experience, yeah, I was hanging out all around here and it was okay. So that's my 2 cents, I would say. And I would just do the same for Paris personally. So yeah, and I don't have any off my mind, but that's what I would go for. And I think you'll find something really great for sure. Oh, I missed this. John R. 2-spot. Appreciate you, sir. Congrats on 10K, Anthony. Well deserved, brother. Thank you, John. Thank you very much, man. And congrats on your 1K. Monetize, killing it now. And absolutely, John. Appreciate you. And yeah, I can't say anything else. But I'll talk to you offline. But appreciate you, John, man. Much appreciate you. And we gotta do a live one of these days again. We gotta hear your recent excursions and experiences. Especially ones that you might have coming up very soon. So that'll be fun, definitely. And thanks again for the super. So yeah, I hope that helps AGM. And I hope enough top up 15K. I missed that, but yeah, definitely. That's same process as what I would do. But no, I haven't stayed in any, so I couldn't tell you directly, but that's what I would go for. Like that's how I would do it personally. Life on Earth. Ciao, Anthony. Come va? Va bene. E tu? E tu. Ridiculous. Is it even E tu? Or is that Spanish? Oh God, I don't know. But va bene. Thank you. Grazie, Life on Earth. We're still working on it. Yeah. I'm really interested. I really actually need to actively start using the words. I've been a little bit derailed since Greece. I've still been doing my couple, less than a day and stuff. But we got up to like 600, 700 words in Italian. But I'm really behind. I got like 2 more months, so I got to go really hard, and then I actually have to actively start using the language. Because it's gonna escape me. I'm gonna have a problem if I don't. In fact, I can recall the Greek that I learned there so much faster than I can the Italian right now, which kind of sucks, but I got to do some practice. So thanks for keeping me in check, Life on Earth. Padawan says, all Aeroplan. So usually Amex or Chase give you 120% or promotional window, but if you have the card, cool. I see. So you're saying, but you're saying like Aeroplan has its own hotel portal. Right. That's what you're saying. They give you your own hotel portal, and that's where you can get 4th night free and stuff. That's pretty crazy. If so. Angel says Chase gives you, I guess he means 120%, meaning the full points price. So 100% of the points price. So if it's 100K, it's 100K, and then the 20 on top. But yeah, 100%. Life on Earth. Tokyo doesn't have any Cat 4 Hyatt. The only one in Japan is great. Oh, am I wrong? Really? I thought I saw that. So there's really no Cat 4s. Oh, huh. I really thought I skimmed across. It's like I wasn't even looking for it, but I really thought I saw Cat 4, like a caption or something. And then I thought it was like, oh, never mind then. So just Fukuoka, which is that's pretty far. Fukuoka is the other end, not even near there. Yeah. Okay, good to know then. And just says plus height knows what hotels are popular. Cat 4, and they will do change category like Hyatt in Paris. They changed it to a Cat 5. Yeah, 100%. There was a couple places that I was thinking of using the free night, and yeah, they raised the category and no longer can use it. I can't think of I can't remember. Actually, no, I do remember. It was the Tribune, I think, in Rome. The Tribune in Rome was a Cat 4, I believe, a couple of years ago, and now it's a Cat 5. You can't use a free night anymore. That would have been a great place to use it. The high sub bonuses kill me. I hear you, Dennis. I hear you. Kirby G, very late. When is Anthony going to the hotel? Tomorrow. No. Anywhere between next month and next March, which kind of, or maybe November. Yeah, I guess if it's towards the end, maybe November. Yeah, maybe November. October, maybe to November, but like I'm just going to be gone for like this month. August, I'll kind of be around. September, I'll be gone. November, I'll be half gone. So like really just October, December, but I don't want to go in December, but like October, maybe end of November, maybe next month. And then if not, maybe the new year, but yeah, something like that. I think it'll go. I think it'll be great. We'll get it done though. Fun says you could take the high-speed train to Osaka and go to Universal. That makes sense, actually. There's a Universal in Osaka. I get it. I looked at the vibe in Osaka, and I think people love it, but I don't know. Personally, I was just looking at it and talking to some people. It seems like it's like more of the crazy nighttime party crowd. So I could see that. I could see that Universal would be there. That's kind of funny. Interesting. You should try this restraint in Tokyo called Pellegrino. It's awesome. Restraint? Am I missing that word? Oh, restaurant. You should try this restaurant in Tokyo called Pellegrino. It's awesome. Pellegrino? Is it near let's see. Pellegrino. Tokyo. Shibuya. Let's see, where is it in relation to like the Park Hyatt in Tokyo? just to get a reference. Honestly, it's like kind of a game changer when you start like studying the maps and stuff. Like it's just such a game changer. Okay, so there's Pellegrino, Shinjuku City, Tokyo Airport over there. Okay, cool. Oh, that's Tokyo Disneyland. That's where that is. Oh, that's why Chad Pennycuff said that's a Hilton property. I didn't know that the Hilton Tokyo Bay was. Now I understand. It's literally on the property. Holy crap. I didn't know that. Okay. But that's where Pellegrino is. Cool. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Laser says premium economy feels waste to me, either eco or business first. Premium economy is meh. Yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's again still these types of high level flights and stuff still pretty new to me. So I'm excited to experience it all. My next flight will be technically my next flight will be main cabin, but after that it'll be business. And then I think a premium economy, and then a couple businesses, and then a couple mains or economies. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to try them all. We got economy down now. Got to do business. Got to do premium. We'll have to see. It'll be cool. But yeah, it depends how close in booking price for sure. Congrats, Jesse. Thank you. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah, LG retired in 2015. My wife is still active duty. Oh man, is your wife in the game? Is she willing to grab an Aspire, a couple of Aspires, free, no annual fees? Something to think about, man. Something to think about. Definitely something to think about. Dennis agrees. Always have to check the hotel reviews. 100%. Always. I've always. Like I've messed myself in the past up, messed myself up in the past, just like, oh, it looks cool, points price is cool, location looks cool, reviews, never checked them, and it was a terrible time. Like, can be the best redemption in the world, best location, reviews will tell you everything, for the most part. Not everything, sometimes people are pretty jaded, and like people are more likely to review if it's a bad experience versus a good one. So you have to take, can't just like take it at face value fully, but if you see like enough of them, you're like, okay, there is a problem here. 100%. Emma says the Hilton in Trafalgar Square has a pretty sweet rooftop, FYI. Good to know. Rodrigo says thoughts on preferred hotels booked with city points. Yeah, I think that's a major sweet spot that I will get into in the next couple of years for sure. For what he's saying is Rodriguez is saying that you can there's a hotel program called I Prefer, and you could transfer your city points from 1 to 4. So one city point is 4 I Prefer points, and those oh sorry, oh god, am I mixing this up from the past? No, it is 1 to 4, isn't it? It is 1 to 4 still. It's not 1 to 2 like choice. City to man. That's why it's like you can remember everything in the game, but then sometimes you second guess yourself. It is 1 to 4. Yes, exactly. Why even second guess yourself? So you can do a 1 to 4 to I Prefer, and I Prefer has in some cases I've noticed close to Hyatt. Like it's in between Hilton and Hyatt. Like I've seen a lot of like 2 cent per point, 2.5 cent per point redemptions with I Prefer, and there's not that many properties. I think is it 700 worldwide, or is it 500? 500, 700? I think it's like 600 or 700 worldwide. So not like the biggest footprint, but they have a lot of good sweet spots, and I think it's definitely slept on. The only issue is I've noticed that, and it's not dynamic, by the way. Like the same property all year round can be 60,000 points, every single night, and it won't shift to like 65, 70. Like if it's 60K, it's 60K throughout the year. Same, property. So it's not really, it's like non-dynamic, pretty static. And then it's just award availability is sometimes an issue. And I believe on some of the properties, you still have to pay taxes and fees, which is annoying. I don't think it's all of them though. I have to look more into it, but I think some of the properties you still have to pay taxes and fees. However, you get the non-dynamic, powerful 1 to 4 currency, because like 60K hotel, which is pretty nice in that program. Maybe it's a $400 a night hotel. You can, that's 15K city points. I mean, that's pretty good. So I think it's a sweet spot, and more people will probably talk about it in the not so distant future. Once other things kind of dry up and people start getting more and more city cards, we'll be seeing more of that, I think. I also like I Prefer because, well, actually, no, that's only on. Well, I just noticed like they always email me, and they do have frequently a good amount of deals where if you pay cash, you can get like third or fourth night free with I Prefer. So it's pretty cool, but you got to pay cash. I don't think there's any points deals with that. Dennis Dung, don't get me demonetized, man, with the Malacca. Speaking some Greek. Porco Dio. What is that? What's Porco Dio? MR. What it mean? What could it mean? Porco Dio. Oh, damn it. How dare you? Vulgar Italian expletive, roughly trained the pig god, or god damn it. Come on. I'm going to say it if I don't understand. That's a problem. You can't be doing that, MR. MR is always like, come on. I mean, I just hit 10K. Now my channel is going to be destroyed. Thanks. L-Man gave me the only thing left in this game are subs. It's over. L-Man, I will. Okay, so I will say this. I read a lot. I look at a lot of people's channels. I read comments, and I remember a lot of what some people say. And L-Man, I've seen you on a bunch of different videos saying like that's exact said. Like basically, it's over. It's all over for us. And I don't listen. I don't appreciate the doom and gloom. I get it. When all these things are changing and you have annual fees raising and credits and coupons and stuff are all being added to the fray, and credit card YouTube, and me too. I'll make videos like, is this the end? But also that just does better, like in clickability and like thumbnail. Like it's so much easier to make a thumbnail that's like, something's on fire. Like that's just fun. So you get more clicks. But I hope that I add a lot of optimism when I do talk about some of the things, because like there's always going to be these kind of issues. I mean, like I said, I've been in the game 7 years, and these devaluations have always happened. I had my platinum card at 550, went to 695. I kept it around. I had my gold at 250 for many years. I had, I think I almost scored a 95 green. Like I've been through a lot of these things and a lot of the evaluations, and it's like, I don't know, it just seems like year after year, there's always a new sweet spot. Like there's always something changing. Like I would have never thought that I was going to go so hard with Hilton this year. Had I start learning and actually realizing that you can kind of game Hilton timeshares and the no lifetime language links, and utilizing more free nights, and And then the partnership last year with SLH, and now with Hilton, you can get 1 to 1.5 cent per point with all the SLH properties. I'm like, bro, I'm all in Hilton again. I never thought that was possible when I had still have probably a couple 100,000 Hyatt points, and so they're going to be used in different ways. But my point is, there's always some sort of a sweet spot. Like all of a sudden we had this loophole of transferring our Amex points to Hawaiian and then Hawaiian to Alaska. That didn't exist, a year and a half ago. So I'm like, damn, that's pretty freaking cool. Like there's always something changing, there's new partnerships being established. There's always a new sweet spot. I do understand that eventually we might think that like the hallway is going to close up and like, the corridor is going to be ended and there's no longer going to be any sweet spots. But I'm like, I always talk about it. I got the gold, green, and the platinum. Between all three of those cards, I think I got like 120,000 points, or maybe 40,000 points, something like that. You can get 175,000 points right now on a platinum card. So like welcome offers have only really trended up over the years. When I first got my Hilton Surpass card, it was a free night certificate and like it might have been like 80,000 points or 100K points at the time. I can't remember. It might have been 100,000 points a free night. Now they're offering 130 in a free night. Like inflation increases welcome offers as well. Devaluations and inflations increase welcome offers as well. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, are you still, I don't know, I guess there's an argument, like, are you just keeping at the same level? Because if they devaluate, but they add more welcome offer, it's like same, but I don't know. I tend to think, as the optimist in me, I tend to think there's always going to be a new sweet spot and something to do. So I don't think it's over. Is it a little bit harder? Yeah, but I don't think it's over. Especially like the Ink Train, Although I will say, Ink Train, I don't think is fully done. My brother-in-law, who's only been in the game for less than a year, mind you, and he has since accumulated Freedom Flex in this order, mind you. And let me tell you, in the order, he got a Capital One MasterCard, Platinum MasterCard, upgraded that to a Saver, and that might have been it. Actually, it might have been it with that. Did he get a Quicksilver? No, I think he just got the Saver. After that, he got a Freedom Flex. Oh no, he got a Freedom Unlimited. Then he got an Ink Cash. Literally, his like third card was in a business cash. Then he got a Sapphire Preferred like 3 months ago. I think he got the 100K offer. Then he got an Ink Unlimited. He just applied for an Ink Unlimited. Okay, so that's the end of the story. So he got the Ink Unlimited, but he applied for it, was denied immediately, like 2 weeks ago, or maybe last week. Called Recon, said it's his business spend. They asked him a couple questions, his address, and they approved him. His second Ink card in 6 months, I would say. Yeah, in 6 months, his second Ink card. So I'm like, how do you do that? Especially with as thin of a profile as him, like that's kind of impressive. So yeah, I don't know. Miss Potato, Miss Poppin' Potato Man. Don't give him and try the pizza. Japan considered to have the best Napolitan style. Is that how people normally say it? I'm thinking like Italy, Napolitan. Oh my god, what an idiot. I think of like the Napoleon. Okay, No, I can't even say it anymore. Napolitan. Is that what people do? People say Napolitan or do they say Napolitan? It's Napolitan, Napolitan style. I don't know. Forget it. What an idiot. Me, not you, talking him. But I will. I'll try the pizza there. Nick, could be completely wrong, but I believe Disney tickets overseas, specifically Japan, aren't as pricey as US tickets. Okay, that's good to know. I'll definitely check it out. If that's true, that's good. That's good to know. And you'll say, what would you do? Iberia A321, Madrid to IED, positioning from Paris for 37 Amex, 37,000 Amex plus 350, or Charles de Gaulle to IED for 62,000 miles plus 800 plus 2 adults, 2-year-old. Huh. Oh, positioning from Paris. Iberia, positioning from Paris to go to IAD. Interesting. Huh. I guess my first thought, like, again, I don't really have experience with the like product itself, like the Iberia and stuff like that. But I guess just thinking on a math equation, it's like, yeah, would you prefer Well, one, I guess, would you like, where are you coming from? Are you in Madrid? Are you in Charles de Gaulle? Is it just straight positioning from wherever you are going to one of those two locations? And then if so, then it's kind of just a math equation. Like if they're the exact same class, I'm just thinking how I would think through this. Normally, you guys who have experience probably can articulate this a lot better. Um, and actually, you added a little context here. You said 37K. Amex transferred to British Airways with 30% in booking. Iberia brought that 3 passengers. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking if all things are considered equal, why would you not do the 37K Amex plus 350 cash, since it's less miles and less cash? Unless I'm missing something here. Or is the 37 nothing? Is that not 37K? Or is there something I'm missing here? Let me know with that. I'm interested here. So maybe we could jump on seats.io and we could check it out. Fun. I'm staying at Hilton Tokyo and Conrad Tokyo on September 15th to 20th, then flying to Bangkok this week after. Many we can have maybe we could have a drink if you go into Tokyo around the time of visiting in September. I will not be there. Actually, during those dates, actually, no, I won't even be there. I'll be pretty much like around Italy at that time. Yes, I won't be there. I'll be there next year in Japan. For sure. But otherwise, if anybody sees me out and about, don't hesitate and say what's up. Let's go hang out for sure. If you ever see me wherever. Zito, who are you going to frying pan with? I think just me. I mean, if anyone else wants to cough up, if everyone wants to cough up $2,000 and come with me, it's 15 open availability. So, if you want to do that, hell yeah, come with me. Yeah, 30%. Interesting. Yuri says I prefer a lot lately. Yeah, I know. Yuri, you've been actually going really hard with I prefer. Absolutely. Yeah, you did the seat. Yeah, that's right. You were just telling me that trip was good. Let's stay 2 nights. I prefer over 50K each night. There's one I prefer in Cartagena, but you can only book it via choice at 37K choice or 18.5K city. You can't book it via I prefer. That's right. Some of those properties are yeah, it's interesting why some of them are on the preferred hotel rewards on I prefer, and then some you can book through choice, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, Yuri's definitely got like the most experience with I prefer right now for sure. It lists apart. Oh yeah, anytime AGM, anytime. Always say doom and gloom. Element says the $95 card is the only ones worth keeping at this point. I'm afraid soon they won't be worth it after. Yeah. Well, it's like partially why I've kind of purged all the other annual fee cards. It's like I'm trying to save money, but I'm also trying to divert those annual fees, get the other 95 cards, like a couple Alaska cards, a couple City AAs, Barclay. Like if I could take all those, like those are some great trips, for the future. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, I agree. Like like a Surpass is powerful card. You get a free night and stuff. Like those are. I got my $95 venture card. I got 75K points for that. Like, that's great. That's going to come in handy. So I hear you there. I hear you. You sweet spot choice hotels in Tokyo. Interesting. Rodriguez says, my boy Anthony dropping some facts. No more doom and gloom for me. It's I don't know. It's just kind of how I think. I just usually think on the bright side. It's like, oh, okay, this doesn't work. Then this is, here's what we'll move and shake. Subs are where everything begins. Yeah, that's where. Isn't there a quote like that? Where something ends and life begins, or something like that. Yeah, it's where life begins. It's when the subs come in. And I was tired of it. I was tired of not really tired of it. I'm just kind of being dramatic, but I had to embrace who I really am, and that's who I've always been. I'm a dirty sub chaser, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm really not afraid to say it. I don't use the cards how they're supposed to be used. I don't, and some may say irresponsible. But for me, it's the only way I can think about it. It's like just rinse, repeat, go for them. As I got to be me at the end of the day. And more high card velocity is very intoxicating. In my opinion, it seems a lot of people have nothing left to do but chase subs. Where is the fun in that? So you're saying intoxicating almost in a bad way, like people get drunk off the sub chasing, and that's true. I mean, it's absolutely an addiction. I remember we were talking about that once on a live stream we did together. It's absolutely an addiction. It's an addiction when you're like, Like, as an example, I would not pay my rent for like a couple of weeks, just because I knew I had a card coming in the mail, or like I not like waiting a couple weeks, but like I'll apply for a card and then it'll be like it'll come in like a week later or something. Like I couldn't expedite. I'll be like, I'm not paying this rent until this card comes in the mail and I could put it on there. It's like if the money's not going towards something, what's the point? It's just how I felt. So, oh my goodness, yeah. But I hear you. Yeah, it's like what else? You know, it seems like if we have nothing left to do, where's the fun in that? Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess I would think like, what would you do if you weren't chasing subs? Like, I mean, I guess I would just be using the car. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a lot less fun. Just using the car. I mean, I can still use my Sapphire Preferred for everything. Like, it's the reason I cancel all these cards because I'm really not using them like I should. So I just Sapphire Preferred my groceries and dining, and that's my basically my card for everything now. It's like kind of crazy. So it's like it's fun, but it's not like the glory of a good AA sub with one purchase. How do you book hotel? Choice Hotel, Cash City Points. Okay, Mr. Anthony's wife, talk to me the way you talk about credit cards. Yeah, she may be watching. Honestly, I actually have to probably pick her up soon. Um, from where she is. Getting a little later now. Elman Gaming. High velocity is all that's left. I'm guarding one last time to grab one or two more chase cards, but after that, it's an application. Elman. Okay, so wait, so Elman, you're more on the side of it's game over for the credits and coupons. And there is a world where I agree with you. Yeah, I do. I think once you've learned the lessons of the credits and coupons, I think you can take that and use that for more. Granted, if you're not as high of a spender, I think if you're a high spender, you can, like Jim K in the Discord has been outlining really good facts about the edit collection and how he'd prefer booking even, just cash with the edit collection with the Sapphire Reserve. And he's effectively earning more Marriott points than if he was booking Marriott direct, and he gets all like the experience credits and the breakfast credits and all those different things alone. So it's like, or on top of that, so I'm like, there's a world where those programs exist. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty powerful. Um, um, oh, was this Anthony's wife? Talk to me the way you talk about credit cards. You need Jordan Schlansky on here. Is that a Jordan Slansky code? Did he say espresso does not mean fast? Now I'm hungry for biscotti. It's biscotti. It's biscotti. It's biscotto. It's biscotto. Yeah, I like when he said. I think they were in Japan, and he said Jordan and Conan were hanging out, and he was like, it's part of the Shinto region, and Conan says you're full of Shinto. Just dies laughing. Honestly, we've talked. I don't know how it comes up, but like Conan is the goat of everything. Like if I ever aspired to do something, it would be like the Conan YouTube series where he would just go to travel destinations and he would try different things. And if I had like Calby with me as my Jordan Schlansky, like that would be perfect because Calby will say some crazy stuff and then I can make fun of him some. But I also can be a Jordan Schlansky sometimes, so it's like which one would I be? But that's very funny. That's very funny. In fact, I think we might have talked about this. When I go to Italy, I'm going to try to go to some of the places that they went to on their Italy trip, him and Jordan. Um, yeah, I rewatch those series all the time. Put them together. I have various tasks. I'm wondering, is espresso does not mean fast? Did he say that? I know there was so many episodes of him going to espresso places, and he's like, "Well, I feel that the bean to water ratio should be, or something like that." um, so that's funny. Nick says, "If I swim out to the frying pan, will you toss me a ladder so I don't have to pay the 2K?" Look, if you can make it out to the ocean, 34 miles, if you could swim, if you're a master diver and you could swim 34 miles out, I'll get you out there. I'll vouch for you. I'll get you on the absolutely I'll get you out there. So yeah, Nick, I mean if you're willing, or if you could somehow do like a built helicopter, and get you over there, then yeah, I'll vouch for you and we'll get you on there. So yeah, the 2K is a waste, but yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. Um
You're 10 nights. You're Medellin. 30K I prefer. That's a bargain. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's powerful. I have no plans to go to Japan. Too expensive for me. I prefer cheaper places. Interesting. And so be sure to chase those subs before they implode. Or be sure to chase those subs before they chase you. You never know. Chase is chasing, man. Um, yeah, I agree. QC man, are you backing out of the bet? No, I'm not backing out. I never backed down to anything in my life. I think. Has anything ever backed down from? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Um, but no, we're doing the frying pan. All right, we made it to 10K. I mean, I can't have it on the channel for 2.5 years and then not do it. I mean, that's ridiculous. I like your credit card man on the street thing you do sometimes. Yeah, I gotta do that. Usually, like whenever it's hot out, like now, I usually end up there. So maybe I'll go and record with my wife, and we'll go out there and we'll do one. That'd be fun. Yeah, I got to do an update. Oh, Mr. Potato, peace got to bounce. See, Mr. Potato. Jordan said espresso is an express activity, and Conan called him on his BS. I have to see that. Espresso is an express activity. That's funny. Yeah, I'll have to look at that up. I'll have to see that. Definitely made a trip to an auto grill. They're everywhere. So what's the deal? Give me the 411 MR. What's the deal with auto grills? I think I've heard of it, but I don't really actually know what it is. Rodrigo says, "Is your wife into credit cards like you?" She's into them in the sense of what they can do for you. I won't say she like actively, like she doesn't look for cards. You know, she doesn't really look for them and be like, "Oh, this would be a cool sub." But no, she frequently she'll be like, "Is there anything I should be working on right now? Like, is there any welcome offers I should be working on, or is there any cards I should be applying for?" So she absolutely does not care. Like if there's any card I tell her like this is the one, she'll be like, "All right, let's do it," and then we'll do the application. There's no like she doesn't care. Like she has like 13 now, and her score has only gone up. So like anything that ever would have been a wary, and again, she's been doing this for 7 years as well. Like we got our first cards 1 month apart because I got my secured, and then she saw it was fine, and then she got the secured Capital One, and then we just went from there. So basically, almost every card that I've had. Well, actually, no. A lot of cards I've had, she's also had, but she's still never got an Amex charge card or those ones. So I have a lot of runway with that. With her, but I'm saving that for a couple of years from now, I think. So yeah, I would say she's into it in that like she always just wants to work on one, but not like she researches it at all or anything like that. Fun says, tell us another funny story about your last timeshare experience. Okay, sure. All right, so what I'll do is I'll tell this story, and then I'll answer a couple more things, and then we'll go 7:26. We'll probably go at like 7:35. I'll say that because I got to go pick her up. I will say, QC man, thank you so much for that 2 spot. Congrats on 10K, QC man. You've been around for everything. You've been around for many of the stories and many of the streams and all the streams, honestly, and for many years. So it's always appreciated, and all of us are like a little family in a way. Always. It's crazy because everybody's lives and like you hear stories and you're like, oh yeah, how was that? So QC man always got some funny stuff, and he knows the inside scoop on a lot of things. So thank you, QC man, for that. Absolutely appreciate it. All right, so funny story about last timeshare experience. So okay, my most recent one was last month. So I did a Hilton timeshare again, and I went to Hilton Head Island, and I for the experience I got it was $200, and I got 4 days 3 nights on Hilton Head, and I used my Hilton Surpass card to pay for it, which if you guys didn't know, that $50 hotel credit every quarter that you get on these cards, that actually codes for the Hilton Grand Vacation. So it was a $200 thing, paid with the Surpass, got $50 back. Cool. So it was $150, 4 days 3 nights, Hilton Head, amazing time. They gave me a Hampton Inn, and they gave me a Hampton Inn, and it was like far. It was like a 20-minute drive from the timeshare presentation, but it was fine. So I'll say this. So there was a lot of things that happened, but the funniest thing that came away from that was when we went to go do the timeshare. It's at a really nice property, and it's like it's a high level one. It's honestly like probably like a $500+ a night or $700 a night place, like suites overlooking the ocean. Like it's a prime location, like really nice place where they do the timeshare. And so as I was walking into this timeshare, and obviously I was recording and doing all these things, we went into the elevator with this guy, and he got in the elevator and he looked at me and he says, "Don't let him get you." I was like, "Oh, you did like the timeshare people? Like, don't let them trick you into a package." He was like, "Yeah, don't let them get you." And he was just laughing about it. And he was, he made it seem like he was a veteran, like he's been to a million presentations and he's doing exactly what I'm doing, and he knows the game. And so, and I got that on camera too. I got the because I realized I wasn't recording, and then I was like, oh wait a second, I need him to say that on camera. So I started recording. I said, "What'd you say again?" You said, "Don't." He repeated, "Is like, don't let him get you." Um, so YouTuber stupid stuff. So okay, so we got out of the elevator. I was like, all right, I guess he's not buying. Sit down with our guy for like 20 minutes, gets to know us. Cool guy. I recorded the whole conversation, and then did the presentation again, similar thing, just like, oh, here's what you can get with your Hilton Grand Vacation points. Cool. Finish the presentation, go back out there, and then we're talking to the guy, and we're out there for maybe an hour, just kind of talking through packages. And I just like to learn about it because then I could talk about it on the channel. So I'm good to sit there and talk and learn about the program. And I learned a couple new things. But one thing that happens during that presentation is that you have all the other people who are in that presentation with you, and we had about maybe 7 other people or 8 other people in our cohort or our presentation cohort. So I was hearing conversations over here, over there, but then that guy who said, don't let him get you, he was in front of us. So I was like, I was like, let's see what he's going to do. Let's see what the deal is. So I kept listening to the conversation, and eventually a lot of time went by and ours was pretty much done. And I said, we're just not going to buy. Got the 75K points. Cool. But right when we were sitting there for like an extra 10 minutes, so I was eavesdropping on their conversation, and I start hearing him say like, oh, that's pretty good. Let me look at that. And then all of a sudden, like a few minutes later, I see him and his wife signing his name on the dotted line, buying a package and taking out a credit card and stuff like that. I was like, dude, I was like, this is literally what you like in the elevator. You told me, don't let him get you, with a smirk on your face. And I see you signing that paper after an hour of talking. And I know I know those packages. Like I know it was probably like 5, 10K, something like that. I'm like, how do they get you? And then I look to my left and I see this older couple, probably 85, and I see them signing a package too. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, that's like a crazy closing rate. That's like a 30% closing rate or whatever it was. It was like there's 2 couples. It was like 4 people out of the 8. And we were 2. So like, yeah, like what is that? I don't know. Is that like not a 50% closing rate, but a little like 30 to 50% closing. I don't know. Like that's insane. Like that's actually kind of crazy that they closed those 2 people. One of them said that, don't let them get you. So I thought that was so funny. I was like, what, how? But no, I didn't. I walked out of there with my 75K points, got on my account like 10 minutes later, bam. And now I'm using that for other places, in around the world. So that's going to be cool. So that was my funny timeshare experience. And there was more that happened, but I'll just say it there. We'll leave it there because that was funny. Parker, best way to get an upgrade with Hilton out of country is a diamond. Do I ask concierge or just text in chat? So I'll always do the same. I'll always give the same advice. What I would probably do is first email the hotel and say your reservation number, confirmation number, your name, and the dates that you're arriving. And then in there mention like a couple things that are happening during this trip, to say like every time I've done it, I've been in a new country. So be like, oh, it's my first time in Greece. And it just happened to be my wife's birthday as well. So I said, it's first time in Greece. It's my wife's birthday. We would absolutely, love it if you would be able to give us a room upgrade. And if you see a specific room, I actually wouldn't hesitate to ask for a particular room. Like if you see one that's like, I don't know, like a high end one, not so high that's like ridiculous, like a penthouse suite, but like one that's like a couple levels above yours, you could ask for that particular room. I think it works sometimes, but more often than not, if they're able to give you a room upgrade, they'll just give you the next one up. So at least you kind of shoot for the moon, land on the stars, or shoot for the stars, land on the moon. So it's like one of those things. So I would say first email straight to the hotel, like information, whatever. Send it to them. You'll hear something back likely, but if you don't, and you could say your Hilton Diamond, like mention everything. Mention it as if they don't know anything about you and they can't see your profile. Just say, I'm Hilton Diamond, confirmation number, here's the dates, here's my name. First time in the X country, or X celebration. I don't know, something like that. If that doesn't work, and they email back and be like, "We'll try our best, but we don't know," which has happened a million times. They'll be like, and they'll read the notes at check-in or something. After that, then do the text and chat and do the exact same message. You know, I've done this a million times. Do the exact same message, copy and paste it, throw it in the chat. You can change the little things. Again, if it didn't get through, or if they forgot, or they didn't put it on your profile, then the chat usually will put it on your profile, and they'll either upgrade you there, or again, they'll just say, "Oh, I check in." Then if you have the diamond line, probably I wonder how much pull they have. I've never been diamond, so I actually don't know the pull they have, but probably after that I would call them and see what the deal is. And then after that, then go on arrival and say once more, first time here, celebration, any chance of a room upgrade. If you ask 3 separate times, I've like every time I've been able to get an upgrade. Unless I'm missing something, I don't think this has been a time where I didn't. As long as I put that effort in. So that's my advice, and that's for any hotel. Not just Hilton, but any hotel. That's what I would do personally. I'll probably say thank you. No problem. No problem. No problem. So Amro says auto grills are essentially an oasis, as we call them in the USA. There are restaurants that are above highways that you can quickly pull off and get a sandwich and a coffee. They're very high quality, very safe to look up on stream. All right, I'll hold you to that. As we see your old one. Let's see. Auto grill. Oh, wow. That is pretty interesting. I've never seen that. They just build them over highways. You can just go, huh. So I'll do it. I'll go to one of those. Yeah, that would be cool. I need to do it for the experience now. Talk about it. Thank you, MR, for that. Wow. That's very cool. Interesting. Stanley Tucci Sport Auto Grill and his food show. Cool. Fun says congrats on 10K. Thank you very much. Fun. Instead of 10W30, they have jugs of olive oil. Angela, I was staying in Paris. Iberia is 8+ hours in a narrow body airplane versus a wide body airplane. Plus for the Iberia, I'll have to take a separate cheap flight. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. So you like double the taxes and even double the points, but you save yourself the cheap positioning flight, and you have a direct, and you have a wide body plane. Yeah, in that case, that does change things. Like in my mind, if I can pay 30K more points and $300 more in cash, but I get a direct flight after, on an 8-day trip, or oh no, that you said 8 hours, but I don't know how long you're there. But after like a long trip, I would do it probably. Yeah, knowing what I know now, I would value the convenience of a direct versus another cheap flight, and having to go through that. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Honestly, it's like such an annoyance. I would have loved to fly home from Athens, just like straight to Atlanta, but it was like Athens, Amsterdam, then Atlanta. I was like, it's kind of annoying, especially or even like Charlotte to London to Athens. It's like I'd rather just direct almost always nowadays, to be honest. So yeah, I would pay more. But you could also check your stuff. Check your stuff. See if there's any other sweet spots on Seats.Aero, something like that. Element says the fact that you walked out of there and didn't buy is crazy. Those timeshares are free, just like credit cards, and didn't buy is crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, they paid me to go there, like 75K points, $150 cash. I mean, that's like not even close. Like I'd do that all day, and you could do 2 a year. So I'm like, I have one more. I still have one more that I have to book under my wife's account. She has a 100K offer for Orlando. I'm like, I gotta get it 100K. LG, what are your top 3 cards and why? Not enough that I can get into it right now, but I'll just say Hilton Aspire. No, I'm just kidding. Probably Hilton Aspire, just for everything that it comes with. God, is there anything? I don't even know if I can go with any 2 right now. I don't even know if I care about it anymore. Like if I could just have 3 cards right now. If I could just have 3 cards, it'd be like an Aspire and a Ritz. Yeah, an Aspire and a Ritz, and maybe a Platinum. Like if I could only have 3 cards forever, maybe would I even do a Platinum? I don't know. Maybe Platinum, Ritz, Aspire, or something like that. Or yeah, I don't know. Or if I was going to be spending 15K a year, maybe it'd be like Aspire, Surpass, Ritz. That might be good because then you can get you can get a nice vacation every year with just that. But yeah. To be honest, I couldn't tell you anything special other than just like the perks they come with. You know, I just think the free nights are too powerful. Honestly, I think it's the way. Excuse me, what would be the platinum refresh have to have for you to get it, or you automatically out because of the annual fee? Pretty much automatically out because the annual fee. Yeah, I'm just not worried about it at the moment. But yeah, if it did come with a 400 FHR and a 400 Resi, you'll consider me. I would think about it. I would think about it, but are they gonna do that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Fun says, I get the Hilton upgrade by pretending you are a personal assistant of myself, and I tell that I'm the famous sausage king of Chicago. What? That is hilarious. Okay. I'm gonna have to write that down. I'm going to have to write that down. My, what do you even say that my master? No, my personal assistant, my boss, my boss, my boss is the. Hey guys, this is fun. I'm the, I'm the personal assistant of my boss, Fun, who's the famous sausage king of Chicago. He's coming to your. He's gracing his presence with your property in just a couple of weeks, and he would love nothing more than to get what he deserves, a Sausage King level hotel upgrade. I mean, that's pretty insane. That's really funny. That is really, really funny. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that, Parker. I think I'm actually. Parker's talking. I think he's talking about what I was saying, but yeah, Parker, do that too. Parker, actually try for that to get an upgrade. Try to say the Sausage King of Chicago. Maybe we can all do it. Maybe we could all say like, "Oh, we're all the assistant of the," and then he'll just become like this deity that every hotel fears. Is like, "Oh, the Sausage King is in town." You know, it's like you have to upgrade him. You don't want to know what happens if you don't upgrade the Sausage King. Like that's bad. That's bad news if you don't upgrade the Sausage King. So yeah, I think Sausage King will work too. I think that's pretty funny. MR is right. Autogrills are legit. Fresh squeeze, orange juice, espresso. Very cool, Josh. Very, very cool. Will you still be an AU on the Venture X? Will you pay for the lounge access? No, that'll be gone. I'm pretty sure Calby's going to get rid of it, and so with that, my AU days will be over. So I'm going to be relying on Key with the Ritz Priority Pass forever. I'll be relying on the PP forever of Key's Ritz. So yeah, but no, I wouldn't pay for it. Yeah, even if he was keeping it, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. Lynn, what's going on, Lynn? How's everything with you, man, and your channel and everything? Congrats on 10K, brother. 20K is next. Well, remember, you're right, but the next goal is Credit One. We got to beat Credit One to 15K. I can't let them beat me. Okay, so we're gonna go beat Credit One. So tell your friends to subscribe so we could beat Credit One. I think that would be great. Yuri G is a card of Sears, Ink Plus, and US Bank Altitude Reserve. Interesting. Accusing me of the Venture not being in your top 3 is an upset. I know. Yeah, Venture gets no love, honestly. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, with that, had to speed run a little bit because I am a little late on time to picking her up. So, as I said from the very beginning, you guys are the best. It's it's not every day that I do say thank you, but it's always appreciated. I know I'm not great with comments and I don't respond to much. I'm in the Discord though. If you're in the Discord, I'll respond. That was like so much quicker. But for everybody that's ever viewed or ever cared anything about, I guess the travels that I've been on or the mistakes that I've made and just anything that I've ever done, if anyone's ever been around for that, it like means the absolute world to me. And like I said in the beginning, typical YouTuber thing is like it's not possible, without you guys. It's not, it's like it's just so appreciated, especially just like this is a 3-hour live, just talking about whatever. A lot of good game. Like we talk about a lot of good game, but also Frying Pan, and we did some ChatGPT and stuff. So it was fun. But it does mean the world to me, and there's no other community I would ever want to be in. And as long as I'm being of value in some way, I'm glad if it's possible. If I'm not, then cast me away or something like that. But and also for the super chats, QC man 2 spot, John R 2 spot, Texas 10, LG 10. My goodness. Joe with the 20, SMG with the 20, which is how we got our really nice ChatGPT thumbnails now. Now we have the Golden God thumbnails like that. That's pretty cool. We have that now. We have that in history. Terrell with the 5 spot, Juan with the 5, Kevin with the 5, Filmo with the 5, JC with the 2. Oh my goodness, 16 of these. Mitch with the 10, Damian with the 2, Phil with the 5, Ian with the 10, and Joe with the 10. Holy crap. I didn't realize we were just kind of going, but Jesus, 16? Thank you so much. Holy crap. That is a lot. Oh my God. I hope it, is entertaining at least. I thought it was fun. I hope that was all fun. So, yeah, thank you all very, very much. I appreciate you all. And, I guess as I always say, just I don't know. I appreciate you. I hope we can continue doing great things, keep going to crazy destinations, keep traveling together, and I don't know, just making the most of it. Time's going by really quickly, so I feel it. I feel a little bit of time going by and age. So I'm like, if we could just have the most fun possible, and if we can remain as optimistic as possible, despite anything else that's going on in the world, I think that's the most important thing. So, without doing a crazy ending speech, just know I'm here. And if you want to hit me up in the Discord, I'm around. So thank you all. All right. Take care. Have fun. Have a great night and enjoy. Keep traveling. All right. See you guys. Bye bye.